We're live. This is the Comic Hall and Roundtable discussion. I am your host, Matt Odom, and tonight we've got some special guests in the building. We've got the man with the plan. We've got Stay Puff, 1983 is in the house, and we've got Chris, the Sith, 2814. Hey, oh, you know what? I know what the echo is. I find the echo. Starting off the show, I find what the echo was. That's what
You
you heard.
got you had
Yeah,
your YouTube up.
I had my thing open. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was. But we got Chris in the house. We've got Al, and we've got X, and Larry will be joining us tonight as well. And before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to someone we lost in the comic book community last week. The comics jabroni passed away, man, shockingly. And it was a rough week, man. I would hop online and I would see his videos just constantly pop up, and I was like, it was just hard to, see him going to a store, and then the next week, is not here. And then of course last night, and we'll talk about this a little later in the show, the passing of Chadwick Boseman, which was still, we're still reeling from that today. But other than that, fellas, how's everyone doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, they did the service for Jabroni today. They did a live stream on that, and it was wonderful. At the same time, sad. Because as you know, I've been on a few streams with Comic Jabroni, and he's another guy that you can talk wrestling with. He had the yellow Intercontinental title, and he always helped community members out, and we show him that same love and respect. That was shocking, when he passed away all of a sudden. And this month, I could say this year, but this month losing him, and then the whole thing with Chadwick, it's like, damn, man.
The hell with 2020. I told somebody last night. Fuck Christmas, fuck
man.
Thanksgiving. I'm driving straight on through. Y'all, I'm taking the bypass to January. I'll holler at y'all.
I just want to hibernate for these next 4 months and wake up in January, man.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Make sure you awake in November so that January can have
I ain't
change.
said nothing about. Hey, I didn't say anything about not voting on November 3rd. I said bypass Christmas. It goes straight to January.
Okay, all right, we straight.
I didn't say nothing about pass up on November 3rd.
Gotta make sure we get them votes in.
Get the votes in, fellas. All right, so we got a loaded show tonight. So we're gonna start off. I got everything laid out one way, but we're gonna go about it another way. We're gonna start out this way. We're gonna start out with this week or last week? New Mutants came out.
This week.
This
Thursday.
week. This week.
Yeah. Thursday night.
Well, from what I've been hearing, and I'm gonna let Al. This is Al's baby. From what I've been hearing, and this is not gonna get monetized anyway. So this is gonna be one of these nights where it's just gonna be the hell with the monetization. So we're just throwing it out the window. They have taken, from what I've understood, from my understand, is that New Mutants has taken shit to a new level. That is the reviews I've been hearing. But we all knew this was coming. We all knew this was coming. So I'm gonna let Al start things off, and then I'll let Sean come in.
Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at the face.
We'll go from there. But we knew when Fox has their name on the X-Men property. we know that there will be suffering. We know that there will be pain. There will be disappointment. It is just like watching those later versions of those later Police Academy movies. After about 2, 3, you were headed down the toilet. You knew that. Just like late number Jason movies. Outside of Jason Take Manhattan, and you knew that what you was walking into. You knew that it was trash. So, Al, without further ado, I'm handing you the belt, champ. Have at it, man, and we're gonna blow up the screen.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I didn't think I was going to be put on the spotlight, but hey, let's get it. Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. Now, I'm not the one to say I told you so, but I told you so. Critics have been eating this movie alive, and rightfully so. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 29%. Metacritic gave it a 46%. Shield GN, aka IGN, because they like the Shield stuff, they gave it a 7 out of 10. Now, I did some research. I did on unbiased, biased, whatnot, YouTube reviews, news articles, the whole nine. The consensus is that, and one guy explained it like he explained it to a T. He said that the New Mutants was an experiment between The Breakfast Club and Saw that failed miserably.
That's an odd combination.
Ooh.
That's what he said. He said that what it was, the movie did not make sense. The movie, he said the movie ruined. The movie, he could tell that the movie was dated and that it actually started around the time that Fox had control of the mutant properties. He said it felt dated. He said it felt late. He said that the characters, there were no life for the characters. One of the, and I it was sad for me to see this, but the New York Times said, and I quote, the New Mutants review, maybe all the cool superpowers were taken. Come on now. Like, if you are familiar with the New Mutants, if you are a comic book head, you know that the New Mutants have some pretty decent power. Cannonball, Sunspot, Mirage, Wolfbane, yeah, maybe. You know, she turns into a wolf. Magic, of course, that's Colossus' sister. Teleportation, she's a she-demon. The Limbo, the whole 9 yards. So their powers are no different than any other mutant. But the problem is that this movie was back, it was produced, and it was distributed by Fox, which was 9 in 223. I'm not gonna watch it. If we weren't in this coronavirus pandemic, I would not have gone to the movies to see it. The only way I will watch this movie at this particular point is if I go, well, actually, it's got to be on Disney Plus, and nothing else is on TV, nothing else is on YouTube. I don't have no games to play, and I'm just absolutely bored out of my mind. Let's watch this movie. I boycotted X-Men First Class. I've never watched that movie in its entirety. Never. I watched bits and pieces of it because I'm a staunch X-Men fan. I believe to a degree there should be some type of coherency if that to the majority of people that are giving this particular movie high marks and positive scores are people that aren't either familiar with the property or they just don't care. They'll go out and see anybody that flame up like Sunspot did, which is a misgross representation of his powers according to the comic book. Mm-hmm. They'll just go watch anything that has superheroes in it. It's a shame because they could have just, like I thought that they would do, just go ahead and put it on streaming. No, they trying to make money. They released it in the movie theaters. The consensus of this movie is that it was terrible. It was a poorly executed movie, and they're seeing that right now. Truth be told, if we were not in this pandemic, this would be another X-Men apocalypse. It would be another X-Men apocalypse.
It's falling right in line with it.
So at the end of the day, and I'm done after this because I ain't talking about it no more for the rest of this show. Fox,
just waiting for that MCU.
Fox effed up the mutants. Bottom line, they had glimmers of hope with Deadpool. They had glimmers of hope with Logan. The only other movie aside from X2 that I give Fox credit for is Days of Future Past, which was a mediocre movie, but in opinion, it was better than the first X-Men movie and that god awful X3.
Because it could have fixed everything. Yeah,
it could have fixed everything. So I'm done.
What you see here is classic Fox. You have materials that are already laid out. If I was a plumber and I had the complete layout of the house and I know exactly what the problem is, then I follow the directions and fix the problem, correct? Well, you've got the comic books ready to go. Hey, hold on, X. Hey, let's follow the guideline. Well, hey, man, we did something right with Logan. And I think if we try this again with this, we might be able to maybe strike a little gold, get a few bucks on letting this thing go out the door. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to the old tried and true method of X3. Except this time, we're going to pour some extra stank on it. We're going to pour in just a taste of Xavier. What was that last shit that they came out with, that X-Men movie? What was that last one they came out with?
Dark Phoenix.
We're gonna pour a little bit of that in there. We're gonna pour a little bit of Apocalypse in there. We're gonna stir it up, and we're gonna let it sit in the oven, and we're gonna bake that shit. And then we bake it. We're gonna put New Mutants on top of it, and it looked like something that was shot in the backside of Pleasant Hill.
Actually, Matt, let me just say, they didn't just bake it and put New Mutants on top of it. They overcooked it, burnt it, and it came out as New Mutants.
It is an absolute disgrace, Sean. For this, when you see this, this is a classic example of why everybody say, just get rid of the stuff, man. Let Marvel do whatever they want to do with it, because clearly you all have no idea what to do. Clearly, the people who are making this decision to put out these crap movies are monkeys in purple, yellow, and green suits. These are the guys that are sitting in the boardroom with the coffee, with the donuts, and they are making the decisions. Because there's no way you could tell me they've been working on this movie for what, 2 years? It's been a 2-year project, correct?
2 years.
It's longer than that.
I know we've talked about it several times on the show.
3 to 4 years.
We were talking about that when we first started the show.
If they would have came out and said, hey Matt, hey Comment Hall Roundtable discussion crew, you know what, man? We're not gonna put this movie out. We're gonna start over from scratch. I would have said, you know what? Do that. Because if you don't think that you can put out something good, just tear it up and start over. I'd rather you just do that. Nope. Fox thought that they could just roll this out here again, and because people sat in the house and they've been watching reruns of Mama's House, they've been watching reruns of Dukes of Hazzard, they've been watching reruns of Cops 911, they've been watching reruns of Hanging with Mr. Cooper, they've been watching Family Matters, Punky Brewster, all this stuff. They've been sitting at home just watching this stuff, that people will be just clamoring to go see New Mutants. And
I'd rather watch all those shows again than watch New Mutants.
Brother, you could roll out Rocko's Modern World, and I
want to touch on what Puff said.
Every last season, then to watch that. I still have not watched Dark Phoenix, and I would not watch Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix is put in this movie. New Mutants, Dark Phoenix, and Fantastic Four is all in the same category with me. And that Transformer that was talking about. And I will not watch those movies under no circumstance. If I was pledging a fraternity and they said, "Hey, you got to sit down and watch this movie," just keep me off, man. I'm done with it. I'm not gonna watch it. That's where I'm at with this stuff. Enough is enough. X, go ahead, brother.
So you know how I've always been going on and on saying how Fox has had all of the they had the source material sitting right there the whole time, and if they really wanted to make a good movie, they could have just followed the source. Well, I gotta say I'm right, but I'm wrong, because about a year or so ago I found out that they couldn't use the source material that they had because they didn't own it. All they had were the rights to the movies. They didn't have the rights to the TV shows, the cartoons, the comics. So this is literally, like, you're right, because this is just Fox doing all they putting their stank on it and trying to adapt to something that's close to the comics and bringing in people that don't know anything about the comics who now think they know something about the comics because it's in the movies on the big screen, but they never had access to that stuff outside of the name of the characters and the name of the movies, because Disney, who bought Marvel, they were like, no, you're not going to use this unless you give us this stuff back. That's why all these movies are trash. The reason Deadpool works so well is because he's able to break the fourth wall. You know what I'm saying? Then you have somebody that's real passionate about it, but you go back and watch the movie, it's not the same origin story that he had. You know what I'm saying? But it worked. It's not the same villains that he was supposed to have, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? The reason Logan worked so well because the director and the writer came out and said this is a loose adaptation of the old man Logan story. So they were able to make it a Western, so to speak. That's what made it work, because they couldn't use the stuff that was already out there for them. So I've been bashing them the whole time. I'm still gonna bash them, don't get me wrong, but now I know why they couldn't give us a somewhat good movie, well, a good storyline for all these X movies. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't go read the stuff, or even if they did read it, they couldn't use it. So it was just it was what it was. Right. That's all I had on that one.
I just wanted to say, all right, I'm probably gonna have.
I will mute. I meant Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm probably gonna have an unpopular opinion, but one of my things that I always tell people when it comes to comic books, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, or whether it's anything nerd oriented in general, is that you can't debate if you don't know both sides. I've seen Dark Phoenix, I've seen Logan, I've seen X3. I've pretty much seen every Marvel movie except for probably New Mutants and Deadpool 2. Because in order to be able to talk to people about them, you have to at least watch them so you have some ground to build off of. When it comes to the original 3 X-Men movies, the reason X3 was so bad is because Bryan Singer did the first 2. And then while he was going to go work on the third one, Warner Brothers came to him and was like, hey, we want you to make a Superman movie. And he goes, well, I've already made 2 X-Men movies. I'm going to go do Superman. And then,
that movie was trash.
And then Fox says, well, you can't work on their movie and our movie. So he goes and does Superman Returns. So they get a new director. He decides to make an X-Men movie, and the check don't bounce. So then he just throws as many mutants as they were willing to give him into that movie. And we got X-Men 3 Last Stand, and it was horrible. It was bad.
I used to try to defend that movie and say I didn't say it was good, but I used to say that was it Shane Black? No, it wasn't Shane Black. But I used to say whoever the director was, Brett Ratner. I used to say that he was trying to fix what was already broken.
Right.
But I mean,
so they just ended up making some pretty bad choices and some bad movies. So then if we skip ahead and if we skip over, First Class and we skip over First Class and we skip over Dark Phoenix, even though I watched both of them, we skip them over and we get the New Mutants. You have to think about, they started working on New Mutants when Fox had all the rights, and then the movie gets pushed back. Disney decides to try to buy Fox, and then all of that stuff happens. And by the time the movie's been done for a while, and then Disney finally owns, Fox or whatever. And then Disney decides to do some of their own edits on the movie before it gets released and change the movie to fit more in line with what they wanted as far as a New Mutants movie is concerned under their label, as to speak. So then I feel like the entire blame doesn't land on just Fox, but Fox/Disney for how the movie turned out. Because I remember the original trailer for New Mutants back when I went to see, I forget what movie I was going to see, but 3-4 years ago, going to see, and the trailer was amazing. It was like, oh man, here's a mutant story. It's a horror story. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. And then I saw a trailer last week before the movie came out, and the movie looked like hot garbage. Looked like 2 totally different movies. So there was those changes that were made that brought us the movie that we've watched. And maybe one day, New Mutants will get the Zack Snyder treatment, and we'll get.
I was just finna say it was like Justice League. You took it out my mouth. I was just finna say that.
We get that Zack Snyder treatment. We get the original, New Mutants movie. Hopefully.
I would have just brought it out and be like, as soon as they bought it, I would have pushed it out, be like, here you go.
Get it out the way.
So by the time they got to doing whatever they want to do with it, the stench was somewhat out our noses instead of prolonging this BS. You know what I'm saying? I really, 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 really wish they would have did that or just cut it. Because the sad thing is they have some. If you look at the roster of actors and actresses in this movie, they got some hitters in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been a very great, outstanding movie, but they wanted to sit there and cut costs by bringing out this bullshit. And hell, y'all had all the money in the world because y'all paid for them, so that means y'all can go through and edit it however y'all want to. Don't give it a Josh Whedon treatment and give us a CGI mustache that look like shit. You know what I'm saying? Start from scratch. Give us something great. Put the Marvel Disney twist on it. You know what I'm saying? That could have fell in line with everything. It could have been the great entryway for the mutants into the Marvel universe. But they didn't do that. I don't get it. You had everything right there. Just do it.
It was like, what was the point of holding on to it if you're not going to make changes to actually try and make them transition into the MCU?
Right.
Yeah. Sean, go ahead, brother.
I have no opinion. I haven't seen the movie. I had no interest in seeing. I didn't even remember that it came out this week. So I was like,
I didn't even know.
I did.
I remember I saw a trailer, saw that last trailer, and I already knew it was doomed. So I just,
But
I was all in a DC fandom. I wasn't even worried about New Mutants, and it was my birthday week, so I didn't even care.
So there's also the idea that maybe because Disney hasn't been, as quick to want to put mutants into the MCU for their movies, instead of giving New Mutants the Mulan treatment and just putting it out on Disney Plus behind a paywall, bless you, they release it in theaters so that way when it flops, they can just be like, oh, well, it flopped because, it was during the pandemic and blah, 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 and this, and this. So that way the blame isn't on them for potentially putting out a bad movie, so much as they blame it on the circumstances in which the movie was released.
Yeah, this is just the beat just rolls on, man. I mean, anytime you see Fox putting out anything got to do with X-Men, just go ahead, man, and just man, it's gonna be underwhelming.
We know we ain't got to worry about that no more. This was the last thing that Fox had their hands on.
Okay, yeah, this was the last one. You're all right. Thank God it was the last one.
We ain't got to worry about that no more.
They went out with a bang, man. They went out.
I mean,
they defended
I love
the world.
I love to get paid to put out some trash. You know what I'm saying?
They defended the world heavyweight title trash with vigor.
Got billions and billions of dollars for all this hot garbage.
Hey, they could have gave us that money and we would have done a better job.
Hey, I could have rolled the cameras right down the hall.
We could have filmed all this ourselves right here in behind Pleasant Hill.
Yeah, I could have put something better than that together, man. We got a couple of cardboard claws.
We could.
I'm pretty sure I got enough action figures. We could have just made it a stop motion movie.
Yo, I know I got plenty.
California raisins.
Right.
Claymation.
Right.
I mean, Lord. All right, so let's move on away from that and move on to something that caught me by surprise. I did not see this coming on Thursday. Netflix announces Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can deal with this.
I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
As long as Atlas not in it.
Hey man, I just want to see the take on it, how they gonna flesh this out, man. And but I mean, it's Netflix, so I know before I even say this, I know somebody goes, oh man, Netflix, there's some horrible stuff on Netflix too. But I would listen. Once again, I'll use the same reference I used in the last segment. Those late model Resident.
Oh. Whoa.
Those late model Resident Evil movies.
Netflix, check him out.
Whoa.
Worst thing in the past. Not to worry,
Somebody
not to panic.
demonetized it.
Netflix
Took him all out.
I know.
Netflix don't play them games. They take 'em right out.
Hey, it was so bad. It was so bad. I knocked the stuff out the room.
He done got sniped.
Hey,
Oh my God.
They be
But-
listening.
Well, where Bucky at?
The winter
But
toe draft.
what I said last segment, I'm gonna carry it right over. Is that those last Resident Evil movies, especially that last one?
The last one, all of them. What you talking about?
God, trash, man.
Ain't
So,
nothing. You would have thought Fox made the Resident Evil movies because they ain't had nothing to do with the game
what you
except
say?
for name.
Hot garbage. So,
I like the couple.
do y'all have any?
I like a couple
any faith-
scenes. What's that, man?
Yeah. Do you have any faith in Netflix picking up Resident Evil, doing anything good with it?
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil deserves to be a series as opposed to a movie because then they can flesh things out and tell the story that needs to be told and with these characters, how the plague started and them going through the house and stuff like that. I feel like a series will fit more than a movie because the movie they just want to throw it out there and make money and just haphazardly tell a half-ass story and not even go by the source material. They're just going to use the names like Xavier said and just throw this action zombie movie out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I wish HBO Max would have got a hold of it.
I mean, that would have been a perfect. That would have been
If-
a perfect.
if
that would've been
HBO
a perfect fit. Yeah.
If HBO Max would have got a hold of that and we can have like a true raw Resident Evil series, man, I don't think it could have been touched because what they did with Watchmen was amazing.
I mean, at this point, you would think that with the shit show that's not Resident Evil, with the shit show that's The Walking Sleep, that this has the potential.
I knew that was
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You
Hell,
knew
I
it was
almost
coming.
said it.
Yeah, The Walking Sleep.
I almost mentioned The Walking Sleep compared to New Mutants. Like that's like, come on, man.
They're on the same plane. They're right there. You know,
Yeah.
they're on the same plane, man. I'm telling you, CC, if you're watching this one's for you, buddy. This is like watching the episode with the governor and with was it Rick sitting at that table, and they just sat there with a bottle of whiskey the whole episode. That's where you at with the walking sleep, and old mutants. That's what I'm gonna start referring to that as old mutants. It's on the same plane, and so if this is good, this will completely quench my thirst because I refuse to watch The Walking Trash. I refuse to watch that. I mean, that show is going, you know, even the other one, you know, is going. It's went sideways. So, nah,
Fear went down when they killed Nick.
Yeah, when they knocked all them folks off on, you know, Nick. Do you remember the dude's daddy? I know we getting off subject, but you remember the dude's daddy just fell out of the damn helicopter. It's mid-flight on third season, just falls out of the helicopter.
Because he saw where it was going.
But, he had
He said, "Nuh-uh, nope."
He said,
I mean, the comic ran what 200 issues. The show is on season 10. It jumped the shark. That's what really happened. Like they deviated too far.
It did more than jump the shark. Y'all see that poster behind me? It leaped over Godzilla
Right.
in a single
Jumped
bound.
Godzilla.
Yeah, it jumped Godzilla.
Man, that
Oh man. So hopefully we'll see where this goes with Netflix, man. I think Netflix, you know, they got that budget to make it good, man. And
they're gonna need it.
Yeah.
They got the budget. Let's just hope it actually runs
They
for a
definitely
while.
got it now. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, fellas, let's be serious for a second. We want this to be successful because if this doesn't work, then this is probably gonna be something that's gonna be thrown on the shelf for like 20. You probably won't see anything else from Resident Evil for like 20 years.
Hey, if this don't work, Netflix might really be in trouble though when it comes to their series, because right now all they have is Stranger Things and.
No, Lucifer
Yeah.
just debuted. The
The
new
which-
season,
But see,
Lucifer.
Lucifer, they picked that up. You know what I'm saying?
still and they broke the last season is gonna be in 2 parts, 8 episodes per part. So only 16 episodes for the season. but it just debuted, and the day it debuted, it jumped to #1 on Netflix because there's so many Lucifer fans.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, I get what you're saying. I agree. I see where you're coming from, but there used to be so many Walking Dead fans that jumped ship too. You know what I'm saying?
I stopped watching Walking Dead when they shot Carl in the eye. Even though I knew it was coming, I didn't care
Hey,
for that.
I wish I would have started watching it before then.
Yeah, I would rather them shot me in the eye, so I didn't have to
Right, man.
tolerate that stuff.
Daredevil watching TV.
Hey man, how did Rick still have both hands, man?
Uh,
That was one of the things Kirkman regretted in writing in the comic, taking out his hand.
so he fixed it in the show, apparently.
Gee, man, do we really need another Resident Evil? Hey, man, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a shot, brother.
If they
Of
keep making
course.
games, we might as well get a show.
Yeah, let's maybe this would be pretty good. Now, hey, brother, be rest assured that if it's trash, you will get an Odom rant. So you don't have to worry about that, brother. We know if it's trash. You know, if it's like that, we will definitely hear about it. You don't have to worry about that, brother. Oh man. All right, so let's scoot on, fellas, and let's head on over.
Hey, look what Remo said.
What Remo?
I see it.
Oh yeah.
But like, how did Tara make it past him?
Bro, shoot.
Hold on. Let me speak on this. Not only did he get old girl killed, he had the most gruesome death in the history of that particular show. That joker died in a turnstile, man, and they literally ripped his body to pieces. I'm sitting there like, why had to be the brother, man?
Right.
Why had to be the
Right.
brother? I mean, he just screaming and they just pulling like, oh God.
I never knew zombies with no fucking skin and muscles can pull a man apart like
Yo,
that.
I've been saying that for the longest.
They pulled his ass up.
Like, how are they so strong?
They was on so Dawn of the Dead, that one where they running through the
Damn,
mall
Dad.
type stuff.
You walking, decaying, your skin falling off, but your muscles get stronger.
Yeah.
You muscular from My Hero Academia?
Hey man,
Really?
Hey, they said their prayers ate their vitamins, man.
Man, yeah, they said their prayers, all right.
Even in the zombie apocalypse, you don't skip leg day.
Apparently, because every day is leg day for them.
Every day is leg day.
I don't get it though. Like, they sit there. Why are they so worried about them when, like, all you got to do? I mean, I'm gonna go back to well, not go back, but I'm gonna go to what is it, Zombieland? Hey, cardio.
Double tap, cardio.
Yeah, cardio. All they do ain't none of them running. So what are you panicking for? You gotta you can just have a light jog. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing to worry about. Hey, not a worry in the world, but y'all be quiet. Y'all be quiet. Carl. Oh my God.
And pudding. Sitting up on the roof eating pudding.
Man.
Everybody can't be quiet during the zombie apocalypse.
And then, how is it that Michonne, you had two, I mean, granted, she went back to doing this, but you had zombies as pets. You got close enough to rip off their bottom jaw, cut off their arms, put a chain or a leash on two of them, and just had them walking behind you. But now you scared of them?
She got domesticated.
Over Rick.
She got
over Rick.
domesticated.
And then
Let's not dive into that, man.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro, your blood pressure up talking about The Walking Dead, man. The Walking Sleep.
And
yeah, let it go, man. You start talking.
So many questions. So many questions.
Farm. Before you know it, you be talking about the farm. Let it go.
Why do people keep cutting the grass? These are things you don't know.
But there was DC Fandom last week.
Man.
And there was a Batman trailer.
Yes, there was.
That surprised the shit out of me. I was like, hey, wait a minute. This looks halfway decent.
Halfway my ass.
It looks really good.
That shit had me sold.
Hey, I said, this ain't the smallest Batman, but I can get with it.
Yeah, ain't no muscle in there.
I said,
I have
he's on the keto
telling
diet.
I've been
Yeah,
telling
what now?
people. I've been telling people since they announced him
Yo,
that he was going to be a good Batman.
Yo, here's the thing about him. All right. And I know it's been documented on this show. You can go on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. I talked about this dude. Like me personally, I love Batman. Everybody knows me knows Batman is my dude. Robert Pattinson does not look like Batman or Bruce Wayne. I never said the man couldn't act, because the man is a great actor. He's been in very, very, very bad shitty movies. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't look like Bruce Wayne. He don't even look like Bruce Wayne when he went off to boarding school. You know what I'm saying? Like 12-year-old Bruce Wayne is bigger than Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry. But this dude can act, and when he broke Better Dime, I was sold. First of all, they had me when they had Nirvana playing at the beginning of the trailer. You had my attention there. You know what I'm saying? I like the way the Riddler look. I'm really hoping and praying that, I'm tired of seeing folks talking about that's Hush, which is the craziest thing in the world. But
that's thanks to the animated movie. Yeah, I know.
Man. Yeah, we're gonna bring it back to positivity, man. Like just listening to the way that it was talking, even when they showed the I like the crude handwriting on the Riddler cards and everything. I like the tone of everything. Yo, I'm sold.
Did you catch the quarter owls reference in there on the card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people. Yeah.
It's the trailer really kind of gave that 1989 Michael Keaton dark, gritty Tim Burton Batman feel. It's like we're getting back to, just like in the comics, Batman's getting back to being back to basics. He's getting back to that dark creature of the night, that I am vengeance Batman that a lot of us grew up with.
I'm gonna go a step.
Not George Clooney.
Nah, I'm gonna go a little further than what Chris said. To me, it doesn't feel like a Tim Burton-esque Batman movie. It feels like Guillermo del Toro if he was serious and took out all the jokes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
If you get like Hellboy 1 and 2 and take out all of the jokes, you know what I'm saying? That's what this movie feels like. And I appreciate it.
This is what we're taking place in year 2, right?
It's year 2.
Okay. Yeah. And this is also, I think I read, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they say that this is supposed to like tie into the universe, the DC universe? Is this supposed to tie in?
It's Elseworlds.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like Elseworld.
Yeah, this is his own Earth.
Yeah,
okay.
DC jacked up their own universe, and the director's like, "Nah, I want to do my own thing. I don't want my shit tied to the universe."
You know what though? I'm glad that they're doing this because
it's a reboot.
And no, not necessarily that's a reboot, because it's all happening basically at parallel to one another because it's a different Earth. But keep Joaquin Phoenix out of this movie or this franchise. Keep him out.
I don't want to see another joke. I don't want to see. First, I don't even see a Joker.
I don't want to see a Joker either. But keep him out.
No one it is.
I don't want him.
We got no
dancing down the stairs and doing the same dance and anorexic and all that. Keep him out. Yo, I don't care what nobody say. They got at least one award for best design, because there's no way you could tell me that anybody looking at the Penguin knew that was Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
No way.
Nobody knew that.
I didn't even realize that was the Penguin at first. I was like, wait a minute, who is that guy?
Man, I thought it was Falcone or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Right. I didn't even realize it was the Penguin. He gonna be.
Yeah.
I can't wait to actually see. Like, I know everybody heard Andy Serkis. I know y'all heard his voice as Alfred, but I want to see what kind of, like, are they gonna have the Alfred from Rebirth, where he actually can hold his own, he'll fight, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna get that aspect of Alfred? And
we just get
well, we know he ain't old Butler, because Andy Serkis ain't that much older than Robert Pattinson. I know it's a movie, but you know what I'm saying. But we see, even though he he didn't do a lot in Black Panther or Age of Ultron, but we see Andy Serkis got some size to him now. So
Right.
I can see him being ex-military, a boxer, and all that good stuff. So I'm excited.
Yeah. What this comes out when? Next year? Is it next year?
I do believe
Question
so.
mark 0, question mark 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the question marks had me like, is Riddler? We gonna see the Riddler too? Because I was like, I always wanted a true representation of the Riddler.
Yeah.
You know?
But that was him with with the duct tape taping the mirror up.
Yeah, but you know, we still don't like see everything. But I always wanted a true representation of the Riddler, and I liked the trailer. It was definitely different and good. Then somebody had to throw that meme up there, you know, Patterson and his look, and compare it to Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3.
You know what's crazy though? That's another little small thing that they're doing that Matt Reeves is doing in this movie that lets me know that it's gonna be great. None of the other Batman, when they took off the cowl, had that right there. Like you saw it when they had the cowl was on, but when they took it off, all of a sudden their face was clean. You know what I'm saying? Like they got out the shower. When he took it off, you see it smeared and running down his face. That's attention to detail that I like in a movie. You know, I never lost faith when they said that Matt Reeves was in charge of, because I like the Planet of the newest Planet of the Apes series. The things that he did with Caesar and telling that story from beginning to end, yo, I'm all for it.
Right.
There you go. Like, he want to leave right now because we talking about DC. Look at him.
Yeah, keeping it back
Look
out.
at
Now,
him.
he just private messaged me and said, "Get me the hell out of here."
Yeah, I hollered for about 15 minutes.
So, fellas, do you think that, and all, you know, based off of what we've seen, this is trending to be a good movie? Do you think that this will finally steady the path for DC as far as getting, you know, a nice little bit of a reset on their movie, on their cinema side of things? Do you think this would be something that they can build on?
I think so long as they keep Zack Snyder out of the movie, they'll do well.
You know what? I agree. But if I was gonna have Zack Snyder do anything, it'll be the opening scene. Every movie that he does with the opening scenes, they are amazing. Nobody can dispute that. But which one? Because even Sucker Punch opening scene was good. The rest of the movie was trash.
Look at Zack Snyder's a lot like M. Night Shyamalan. He does really well. He does really well so long as he only has one piece of source material to pull from. 300, Sucker Punch, really, really good movies. Batman versus Superman, it's like he couldn't decide. It's like he was just throwing darts at a board and was just picking stuff from everything that it landed on. And then he cut out 30 minutes of the movie and then sent it to the theaters and hoped everybody would like it.
True. But I'm just saying, keep him as like the opening scene.
The
intro.
Maybe it depends on the movie if he would make a good opening. Like, I don't know. I'm glad as far as like with Wonder Woman, him and his wife were executive producers, but other than that, they didn't really have hands-on with the movie, and Wonder Woman was amazing.
Right.
You know, so if he's just an executive producer on a movie, then I'd be happy. But as far as him having any other hands in the pie, seems like every time he touches a DC movie, you know.
I like Man of Steel.
I did not. I was not a fan of it. And I'm a huge Superman fan. And
that end fight scene in the Man of Steel reminded me of Dragon Ball Z, man.
I thought it was a carbon copy of Matrix Revolutions.
That's what I thought.
Man of Steel was not a good movie.
I liked it. I ain't saying it was great. I just liked it. It was a different twist on Superman, and he wasn't Clark Kent, the reporter, 98% of the movie either. And he actually fought and flew at the same time.
Tito! Kingdom Comics says, I've been down with Zach since day one. says Batman vs Superman is still not his true vision. There's still an hour worth did not make the movie. Anytime, anything that has to do with Warner Brothers, it's 4 hours of film that you still ain't seen.
And that's a Zack Snyder thing, though. All of his movies are like that. You make a 3-hour movie and you mean to tell me you still didn't get your whole story told? This isn't One Piece, man.
I mean,
Tell your story. People want
he got his story across him. Damn, I can't remember. What was the Jordan movie?
People like to go home.
Michael Jordan Playground. That was his first movie.
Really?
Yes.
That was a documentary, or not a documentary.
Yes.
Wow.
Hey, but he
I
got
hope
the
he told the whole
story.
story in a documentary.
He got it. That's what put him on the map.
That's on the MJ Ultimate Edition DVD I got.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got any thoughts on this, man? Batman? You've been kind of quiet on the Batman scene.
Well, if Colossus and Juggernaut ain't in it, I don't want to see it. No.
But that's 99.99999% of the movies made.
I'm just joking. Nah, I mean, it looked good though. I mean, I was one of the ones. I mean, it really didn't matter to me either way because I'm starting to come into reading a lot of Batman and stuff. But I mean, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, this don't look like that dude that was glistening in the sun a few years back.
Just ruined vampires for me, man.
So I mean, that was my biggest thing. Like, could he pull it off? But yeah, like you said, X, my that defining moment for me that said I'm gonna give this movie a chance, and I will go actually see this in the movies, unlike New Mutants. But was when he broke that dude down. The dude rolled up on him, and he's like, "Nah, son, you about to learn today, and your boys that's looking at you getting broke down about to learn today too." So that right there, I'm like, okay, so he's actually been doing his homework. He been in the dojo, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
he really trying to make this thing work. So yeah, I'm all for it, man. I mean, I've gone to see Batman movies in the theater, so this one won't be any different. Hopefully I can go to the movies to see it. But yeah, it looks like it's shaping up to be really good, man.
Man, TC said, I love TC to death, but when TC said too many punches, I almost snapped my phone. You gonna say that was a perfect man? He tore that ass up. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
You saw New 52 Batman.
No, you didn't. No.
Old school Batman. That's ass whooping.
Y'all know what that one scene reminded me of? If y'all have ever seen the one of the greatest martial arts movies ever, Enter the Dragon. It was a scene Bruce Lee had those sticks, and he broke the stick in half.
Broke that dude down.
That was, who he beat down, right, Chris? That was Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan wore that ass whooping in that movie. But that one scene where he was just going,
when he went stealth.
Yeah, when that double went to work, he clocked out, man, and then clocked back in until he went to lunch. But man, that's what that scene reminded me of. That one scene in Enter the Dragon where Bruce Lee tore his ass up with them sticks. Yeah, yep. I'm all for it, man.
Sean, your thoughts on the Batman?
Well, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not overly hyped as a lot of people are. Mainly because I'm kind of burnt out with Batman. Like I felt like I've been so much.
In the Larry Club. You like, hey, that's not looking at there.
Larry was burnt out with Batman when Adam West was Batman. What are you talking about?
I'm like, man, we went from Christian Bale to Ben Affleck and now this, and I'm like, I'm even dropping Batman after the Joker was done. I'm like, I'm done Batman, man. I need to cleanse myself from Batman, man. So as a movie, as a trailer goes, I enjoyed it. It was definitely good, and I love that scene where he beat that dude down. And the whole Riddler thing, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not gonna just jump all over and say, I'm excited and stuff. I can't wait. I'm just gonna wait till the movie comes out, and I'm gonna go see it, and then I'll let that be my what I judge off of what I see.
Larry?
Oh, bro. I mean, it looks like It's like a good movie, man. You know, I'm not gonna knock it. It looked like what Batman should be. Honestly, I don't have a problem with it. I'm like Sean though. I mean,
You like that because it's DC.
I ain't excited to see it. I'm just saying, like me and Matt were talking about earlier. I mean, DC need to rename itself as Batman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's how many Batman movies we had, man, over the past 20 years?
About 72.
Like so, it's like even in the comics, man. Everybody, I read an article the other day, and it was just like, well, with them,
there's been more movies with Iron Man than Batman.
Stop.
Look it up.
I'm not going to
look it up.
There are.
Look it up.
I mean, if
there are more movies with Iron Man than Batman.
With Iron Man in the movie?
Yes. Yes.
We talking about how many Batman solos, bro.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not like if you want to count what all his appearances in the MCU, fine. But Batman had multiple solo movies dating back to Adam West's '66 movie. Like
name
the
a movie
and then going forward there.
But name a movie that Iron Man was in that where it wasn't centered around him.
You got a point.
At the end of never mind.
You said the end.
Yeah. That's the bonus.
Yeah, it was actually an Iron Man movie.
I'm confused with that thing to do. Look, even Kingdom Come says it's Batman in the DC universe, bro.
That's cool. You're gonna find somebody that agree with you. That's
I'm
the beautiful
saying
thing about America.
To be honest, come on now.
I am
Batman
honest.
is turned into a Wolverine.
I ain't. Now, here's the thing.
If it was one point in Marvel, Wolverine went in it with nobody buying it. And I think that's what Batman.
Hey, Wolverine probably been in the same amount of movie.
But let's remember though, DC stands for Detective Comics. I mean, so let's just. So is anybody really surprised that Batman?
He is the face of them.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying, it's just one of the things, man. Where I think the difference between Marvel and DC is that Marvel, when they fleshed out other characters, where DC has stayed with, I guess it's cash cow. It stayed with Batman.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Though, at least when DC decides to stick with their cash cow, they don't flush their other characters down the toilet like Marvel does.
Who they flush down the toilet?
Ooh.
Who?
I like him. I like him. Bring him on every damn show.
Wait, who is down the toilet?
The Inhumans, and then when the Avengers became the cash cow, they just decided to flush the mutants. Let's call it like we see it now. If that's
I'm saying we talking about MCU, we talking about comics.
We're talking about both.
I'm saying that, bro. Humans were never a cash cow. How they gonna flush the Inhumans? They were never a cash cow.
The X-Men during the 90s, the X-Men and mutants were the Marvel cash cow.
I said the Inhumans were never a cash cow.
They were supposed
They were trying to.
Has to be a cash
I even said that shows ago. They were trying to make him.
You can't flush something that was never a cash cow.
It was supposed to be a movie and became an 8-episode TV show and then got canceled halfway through.
It sucked. Did you see it?
They didn't give it a chance. I watched all 8 episodes. They didn't give it a chance.
Sorry for you, bro. After the pilot, I was done.
Hey man, I watched the whole thing.
You talk about trash. You talk about Fox level. We want to go back to Fox level. That was on Fox level too. Put that on.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying it didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I understand.
It didn't deserve a chance.
Everybody deserves a chance if you're gonna put him in the spotlight. Don't ask the monkey to dance if you're not gonna teach him.
No, that didn't work out, bro.
Go ahead, Al.
Hey, I just did some fact checking because we do that on the Common Call and Roundtable discussion. Now,
I'm gonna blow you up for that fact.
According to Google, there has been 10 appearances in the MCU movies of Iron Man. There has been a total of 13 Batman movies going back to Adam West. So yes, Batman has been in more appearances in movies, solo movies. If we gonna include the Justice League and Batman versus Superman, that will be 15. Thank you.
Oh, forgive me. 5 movies off.
No problem. You're good.
5 movies over the span of 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, still
30 years.
A lot of stuff though, man.
And in the past 10,
Iron Man's been in 9.
We have 10.
Meanwhile,
Firestorm
ain't been.
You're right, 9 because 12 when Iron Man came out. So I got you.
Firestorm has not been in not now movie.
Hell, They can't decide which one they want to use.
Or the creeper.
Oh Lord, the creeper, man.
Hey man. Hey man, all these guys man. Oh man. Hey, let's go ahead and move to the next segment. I've been waiting on this one all day. I went and got my dinner and got myself situated so that we can get to this next. I was ready for this next segment. This next segment is a
thank you, Kingdom.
And first off, if you brought up Kingdom, let me give my boy a shout out, man. I want to say I'll give my boy a special shout out because he's gonna feel my pain on this next segment because I stood with him in the comic book store this week and we talked about this. And Al talked about this.
We sure did.
Wakanda forever, by the way. I hold that cup one more time. Wakanda forever, because I'm gonna channel the power of the ancestors. let me start by this. So this week I am surfing the web, going through, checking out my comic groups I'm in on Facebook, and I saw Spawn 309 B cover. I said, "Oh, that's a relatively nice cover, man. I think I might go to the store and pick that one up, man." I said, most folks don't pick up Spawn these days, man. But hell, I'll go. First thing I did was I went over to one of my sites. I said, okay, let me see if they got it. Sold out. I said, well, damn, maybe I just missed the boat on, I started looking around. I started seeing it was sold out here, sold out there, sold out here, sold out there. And what really sparked my attention was I started seeing the price. I said, wait a minute, $25? 309B?
Magic number.
Variant?
Yep.
No special character? Gunslinger Spawn?
He looked like Justice from Afro Samurai.
309?
He sure does.
So we go to our local comic book store, who we have a love-hate relationship with. We go into the store, and I look up on the shelf, and of course, it was $25.99. So then Tito comes into the store. He looks up on the shelf, and he goes, "Hey man, this is 20." Him and said,
Go back.
You must have censored yourself.
Right.
Hey, I said, "Hey man," Tito comes in. He picks up the book. He said, "Hey man, this $25.99." I said, "Absolutely, brother." He said, "Hey brother, can we get this less than that?" "No, man, that's the price it's going for." I looked at him and said, "This some bullshit." $25.99 for a book that has no special characters outside of a character that debuted in Sean. What we talking? Mid? What Gunslinger Spawn showed up? What early 200, some 100, something like that. Way back in the day, hadn't seen him since then. Oh my God, we gotta mark this book up. Let me say something here, because this is gonna be a long. Go ahead, everybody, get your coffee.
Hold on. Before you get too in depth in it, I do want to throw something else in there, okay? Same place, charging $9.
We're gonna go to that too. I already know.
Okay, all right.
All
right.
We're going all out, man. And I ain't even brought up print yet. I ain't even got to that yet.
And I'm gonna add to that too, so it's gonna be a chain wreck.
Some of y'all, hey, for our viewers tonight that are watching, and if you don't want to sit through this, and you say, you know what, I'll just come back, man. Just come back and check it on the rewind, because this is gonna be a long one tonight. This is going to be one of these epic rants that we hadn't seen in quite a while. Because see, the problem I'm starting to have is that this is becoming a weekly issue.
Yep.
These are books that are coming out. Sean, these are books that are coming out that are B covers, that are coming out as the prices of E covers, of ratio covers. I'm seeing books that should be $4.99 going for $40.99. And this is getting to a point to where my head is starting to hurt. You're not able to go to the store and get the books that you're looking for. So while we were in the store, Al says, "Hey man, What issue did the Robin King? I mean, is this book still $25? Well, Tito goes, hey man, yeah, but you know what? That's really not the first appearance of Robin King. He said, oh no, it's not. Look, you can start. Sean already know where I'm going with it. He said, oh, it's not. No, you got to get. What was the book? What's the book, fellas? What the book is? It's
There's another number 3 from what y'all told me.
Number 3. Well, guess what? Go look for that and see if you can find it. They've got these characters supposed to be in one book. So then what the shops are doing is, oh shit, he's gonna be in this book, so I'm gonna take the price up on this book. Well, he's not in that book, so now I got to go run and then jack the price up on that book. Well, see, now you're just jacking up the price on all these books, trying to catch something that's probably gonna be $1.99 book this time next year. This is getting insane. It's getting to a point to where it's absolutely asinine. So then we're gonna go. Not only do we add a little bit, we're gonna put a little bit more sugar on this pie. Same store. Same store. So if you bought, hey, everybody in the chat, if you bought 3 Jokers, you got a card. Correct? Am I correct? Correct, right?
A deck of cards.
A deck of cards.
For free.
For free. Because I got this from a local competitor store. He gave me one for free. I know for a fact that you get the book and you get the card for free.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Yeah, that's the same one I got, Sean. The same exact one I got. Sad comic book store.
Wait a minute. Whoa. It's one card?
I got Uno.
No. It's one card?
One card.
Matt. Hold on, Matt. Hold
I
on.
got one card.
There was a full deck for $9. A full deck. So somebody was about to pay $9 for the same card over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, apparently seems like it.
Yo,
you sit on that and stew on that, X. You stew on that. Just sit there and stew on that.
That's all I got. One card.
Yeah, one card. That ain't Gambit can't do shit with that one card. let me tell you.
I'll just put it in my comic card collection because I still got all my trading cards, so I'll just slide it in on there. That's it.
So you get that one card, and it's supposed to be for free. Well, the store with the love-hate relationship decides that he's going to sell the card for $9.99, channeling the powers in the memory of Herman Cain. $9.99.
it was packaged, dude. When I tell y'all, it was packaged as a deck.
$9.99.
No.
On a card that is going to be the work. That card is going to have the value of a Christmas coupon.
Bruh, I'm still getting over the fact that it's only one card.
We have a serious issue here in the comic.
I didn't even care about the card, but now, I mean, hell, I bought 2 copies and getting 2 more. Hell, I want my damn card, and I ain't give you no damn.
Shout out to Comics with Bueller. He had an excellent show this week. If you not watched that show, he was talking about the values of these books. He had an excellent show.
Kingdom, yes, he was. Yes.
This is getting to a point, man. Well, I know. Hey, look, everybody who watches our show know that we support our local comic book store, even though we have a love-hate relationship. We support our comic book stores. We travel across the state. We go to store to store. You know, at some point, man, you got to say, I got to treat my patrons with a little bit of respect. A little bit of respect. $9.99. Hold up again, Sean. Break it up one more time for the phone. I want people to see this. $9.99. This is what we now
for 52 of those.
It's not even a damn hologram.
First of all, it's not even a Joker card. It's a Jack.
Listen.
And then the flip side has the B on for
It's also
Batman.
on the back of the book, so it's not like it's any different.
That card. I'm gonna keep you up there, Sean. Hold up,
Man.
I want y'all to see this. I thought this could be a good one tonight. That card has the same value as those old Denny's baseball cards. Do y'all remember that? When Denny's had the baseball cards, man, the Grand Slam. You order Grand Slam, you get a baseball card.
Wow.
That is the same level, right there. $9.99 for a card that comes with a book for free. But okay, we're gonna go right down the pike. I'm gonna switch it over. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go right back down the pike. I thought we were going down the line. We're gonna talk about this tonight, though. We're going right down the line. Sad comic book store. So for all our Midtown folk, y'all know Midtown is giving away complimentary comic books, right? You know, just free comic book. You know, they're still giving them out, free books. Not at this store. At this store, we're charging. What was it, Al? Was it $2.99?
$2.99.
$2.99 for free comic books. Free.
What?
Free. Chris, I said free.
And this ain't the first time.
E.
Be the last time I'd go in there.
Hey, and word on the street is that he ain't the only store. So what I'm saying, man, is look, you got enough books behind that counter to bring in a profit. A free book that some kid that has, you know, he done cut grass all summer. This kid done sold lemonade, done avoided the COVID, wore his mask like he should, and he said, "Daddy, it's free comic book day. Take me down to store, to said comic book store with that Matt and them have a love-hate relationship with. Take us to that store." He said, "Okay, we'll take you down there. Come on, little Johnny." Little Johnny goes in the store. He picks up his honey bun. He gets his Fruitopia, whatever that drink is they got down there. They get that, and then he says, "Hey, let's go get our free comic book." And he walks over. Dad takes him over there. "Daddy, it's $2.99. Well, shit, son, we gotta get ready to go. I'm not paying $2.99 for a free comic book." And he go back. Oh, this is bullshit.
And this isn't like some store like when all of us went to Origin that one Saturday for free comic book day. They said you get, for every X amount of dollars you spend, you get so many books. You know what I'm saying? Like you spend $5, you get what, 5 books, I think it was, out of the free comic book. Yeah. So we Lord knows we could have took every doggone free comic book that they had, the money we spent that day, but we got what we wanted.
X, you see what Tito asking down there? Was he selling the card or the deck? You tell him, brother.
No, even he said he saw, like even
that's crazy.
Kendall said he saw the deck. I picked it up. There was no one card in there. It was a deck. Like when I first saw it, I said it in the group chat that we have. I looked at it. I thought it was a variant cover. I thought it was a blank cover. You know what I'm saying? So I picked it up, and it had some heft to it. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I saw a deck of cards, and it said $8.99. I didn't look. I ain't tried to do all that. I was just like, "Fuck this." I set it down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that it was the same card. I didn't know you're supposed to get a free card because one, I can care less about the free card. You know, I just went in there for my books and I saw the variants that I liked. I got those. But I'm sitting here like, yo, if you're supposed to give me something, give me me. You know what I'm saying? Give me me. I done gave you my bread. Give me what you owe.
So,
you know, you go in the gas station, you say, "Hey, I want 15 on pump 4. Don't only give me $10. No, give me 15 on 4.
No, you want 15 on 4, you're gonna get $17.50 with this stuff.
No, no, you ain't gonna get that. You're gonna pay 15 to get 750.
All right, so here we go. So same spawn, 309. 309 is $25, and this is all over the place. I'm going from store to store. Sean, did you go to the comic book store this week? Did you see it at your store for 25 or whatever, or did they even have the book?
I didn't bother looking.
I know. Chris, what about you up there in McDonald? Did you?
No, I'm out here in Conyers. The closest comic book store to me is Origins, but I haven't been. I didn't even know anybody was charging that much for 309 for Spawn.
Yeah, 309. I mean, I've seen it online. A couple of stores, $25. You know, this is crazy. You go to Facebook, or not Facebook, eBay, it's 40, 30, 60.
That's crazy.
You know, to add insult to injury, I got home and I was on one of the sites. I was looking for a book. I was looking for I think it's the Berserker book that's getting ready to come out, and the one that Keanu Reeves is supposed to be involved with. And so I happened to look on the screen, and I said, "Wait a minute, now is that what I think I'm looking at?" This is the day after comic book day. This is that Thursday. And I looked, and you know what your boy? No, it's that Friday. Excuse me, Friday. You know what I saw? I saw second print for Spawn 309 for coming up in the next week. That's hey man, you talk about absolutely sending me over the edge, man. And see, I this is one of the few times that I didn't say nothing about it in our group because I wanted to hold this in because I said I'm gonna tap into this ass because you come out with a book. A book, listen, I'm gonna go back down the line. A book that has no first appearance, a book that is not a ratio van, a book that doesn't even have the lenticular cover, you know, doesn't have a hologram on it, doesn't have anything special. It has Gunslinger Spawn on it, and his Gene Autry cowboy hat, and you charge $25 for a regular variant, and then you say, "Hey, we're going to put out the second print." That is a slap in the face. That's a slap in the face, y'all.
Why is 25 the magic number?
You know, have you noticed the pattern with that X?
Why is that the magic number? Spec book 25.
Hey Matt, before you go on, I did sell G-Man the hour drop out, and he can jump in.
Okay.
So you can send him the link, and when you get it, I'll jump out.
Okay, Al, you go ahead and send that over there to the G because I know the G want to say something.
Let me ask a question, Matt, real quick. What's the A code go for?
Like $2.
$2.99. $2.99.
It's still $2.99.
Yeah, the A covers.
I think Image is still like $2 if I'm mistaken. I think it's $2.99.
What's the $3.99? I know Walking Dead had went up to $3.99 before that ended. So I'm surprised Spawn is still.
I think it is $3.99. Weren't 300s $3.99?
300. Well, that was a big book, so I don't know.
It's giant size.
But there's a larger problem.
I think it's been the same price ever since, though.
There's a larger problem here, fellas. Just 2 weeks ago, we had the Robin King $25 books. Al, how many of these books did we see on the shelf when we went at the store the other day? We saw what, 10?
Down at the shop that remained nameless, yes.
The shop that we refer to as the shop that we have the love and hate relationship with that shall remain nameless. And there's the other one. There's a competitor across the street that still has his on the shelf as well.
Yo, hey, you notice how we got 3 shops here. 2 of them don't like each other, but they do the same exact thing.
That's called, hey man, I'm gonna produce a show called Comic Wars. That's what I'm gonna have to start doing. I'm gonna produce a show called Comic Wars because it's the same shit. One started out pretty good,
but you just keep censoring yourself, man.
Yeah, I know. I told you this ain't gonna get monetized, man. We're not monetizing this. This is.
No, we didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay. So that meant you. Hey, YouTube is just sitting there hitting the buttons like it looks like he's about to say it. You know, I said it's the same shit at all these stores. You've got one store here that started out pretty damn good for itself. He was like, okay, yeah. And then he just completely, as Larry said earlier this week, completely turned the car around. He just went, it just completely went sideways.
Talking about the grand opening, he said, nope, You gotta get it.
He went grand backwards. He said, "Oh no. Nope." Then the regular store that we go to, he just wakes up and decides, you know what? It's gonna be $35.99, $25.99. Hey, pop. Woo!
Commercial $25.99, $25.99.
Yeah, that's it. Woo! And so then the other store that we got, he's still a little confused on what to do, but he said, you know what? I'm gonna go with the high side of things too. And guess what? What do all three stores have in common? That same Robin King book still sitting on the shelf at all, every last one of them. $25.99. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I looked it up. I looked it up to try to figure out why the B cover is $25.99 everywhere. So apparently, well, one, it's the start of a new story arc. Two, Todd McFarlane himself drew the cover. And three, it's got the appearance of three different Spawn, She-Spawn, and the Reaper. And Gunslinger Spawn being on the cover is the return of Gunslinger Spawn. Those are the only things I can think that are contributing to the comic book being $25.99.
Man.
It's not worth it, mind you, but I'm just saying that's probably why it's $25.99.
Jesus.
You know, this is gonna be a problem because and Xavier alluded to it. People are specking on stuff, and just this isn't even spec. This is, hey man, it's out. I mean, we got to that point where just like, you know what? I like that cover, man. I'm gonna charge $40 because of the cover.
And all it takes is one person to buy it.
And it's not. You know what? Go ahead.
Imagine if every time. Imagine they did that every time one of Batman villains came back.
Lord,
Spider-Man villain came back. You know what I'm saying? And a particular artist did it for every single villain that came back. Man, I wouldn't have no boxes over here right now.
None
at all. Man,
yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Ross is doing every cover of the Immortal Hulk comic book, and ain't nobody charging $25.99 for his.
That's true.
And his art is way better than Todd McFarlane.
Hey, Chris,
I ain't even look to see it though. He might be.
Yeah, and not only Immortal Hulk, but his Captain America covers too.
Yeah, he's doing two different comic book covers, and nobody's charging that much, and his art is way better.
This is an issue that is pointing to a bigger problem. We've gotten to a point, man, where we're charging B covers as ratio covers. That's nuts.
Remember when it first started with that Josh Middleton Batman 23 cover?
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, remember people was just going crazy over that. Comic shop started upping the price when they realized how hot that book was.
I'm glad I got mine day one.
Likewise, man. I think y'all got mine too. I mean, it's crazy, man. You see that, and it's like these are regular B cover books, man. I mean, this is unnatural for books to be going to for shops to be doing this. And then you say, hey, y'all support y'all local comic book stores. We're gonna go out of business if y'all don't support us. That's crazy. Then give us a reason to. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely maddening to me when I go into a store. I want to get a book. Hey, you know what? I like that cover. Hey, and it's nothing special about it, you know. And Xavier tell you this. I was getting DC covers for the covers, man, because the artwork on them was really nice. And like you said, I just so happened. Luckily, I picked up the Batgirl, not even thinking anything about spec value or nothing. And all of a sudden, I look up, it's $100 book, $120 book. I mean, this is crazy. The stuff that we're seeing, and then we hadn't even scratched the surface with these Venom books, and then God forbid another X-Men book, one of these X-Men books take off.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of.
Go ahead, speak on it, man. Go ahead, brother.
I'm tired of anything Donny Cates, take from the past. People start specking on the book from like fucking 5-10 years ago,
right?
And I'm like, you can find that shit in the dollar bin, and all of a sudden that book is catching heat because Donny Cates is using this character from that book or from some book from the 90s, and all of a sudden people going crazy for it. I'm like, you should have been had that in your collection if you thought that book was going to be out in the future or something.
You know what's going to be funny, man? And me, Tito, and Al talked about this at the store. I pull up a posting that was in a Facebook group. Al saw it just like I showed X-Men 1. What was that book going for, Al? we talking classic X-Men. I'm talking.
Oh yeah, it wasn't it like $200 or something
for no reason.
This is the Jim Lee X-Men #1, not the X-Men #1 from the 60s.
I told you last week, or about 2 weeks ago, that book started. I told you, and that's the highest selling comic book of all time. Now, if you don't have that book in your collection, you're not a comic book collector at all. You're not even a beginner.
Man, I got every freaking cover in the gatefold one that spreads out, man.
Exactly. Retired, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got like 4 or 5, man. Hey, bro, that's like if you ain't got that book, you are not that dude that has Venom Lethal Protector in your collection. That that is the starter kit for any comic book collector. Hey man, what you got? I got Bloodshot #1. I got Venom Lethal Protector. I got Absolute Carnage. I got I got X-Men Prime. I got Alpha. I got the holograph I got the Fail Attractions. You know that's the starter.
And you know how I got all those books? Digging in them dollar bins.
The Buckman. Yeah, those are Buckman books. But like he said, that's the next thing is that when these X-Men books, I'm telling you, Larry brought this up about a month ago. He brought this up. He said these X-Men books, they're gonna start going out of nowhere. When Donny Cates is going back to Spider-Woman, and he's gonna go dig up Wendigo, and he's gonna tie him into a story that has to do with slapstick. And before and all of a sudden, $500 books just throwing up, just dropping out the sky, it's crazy. It's absolute crazy at how this stuff is working now.
But I think we can probably point toward, as far as that is concerned, we can point towards what I like to consider pop culture geeks, people who follow these artists who are now reading comic books because of the Marvel MCU, and then they get interested, and so then they hear some artist is going to be using a comic, be using some character somewhere, and so then they fall in line to go after this comic book, and so then it drives up the prices. Like McFarlane's in the news right now. That's one of the other reasons I just thought of. McFarlane Toys got the license to make the new DC comic toys. So then they're dropping what seems like every week they're dropping a new wave.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So then he also did the Kickstarter to try to get his new Spawn movie up and running, and he got funded for that. McFarlane's all over the place. And so that's, that could be contributing to why that comic book, he drew a cover and everybody's like, oh man, it's not Spider-Man 300. It ain't that important. But everybody's impressed because McFarlane did it, and he's in the news, so people are going after it. And with Jim Lee, he was just all over DC fandom. So now then you got Jim Lee all over DC fandom, the New Mutants movie coming out, and pop culture geeks are like, what X-Men books can I get my hands on? And next thing you know, you got X-Men #1 by Jim Lee going for $200.
Meanwhile, Ron Liefeld sitting in the house in the corner crying somewhere.
John small ass feet.
All right, Sean, I'm gonna go ahead and bring G-Man up, man.
All right, so it's been a blast hanging with you guys, man. This has been fun.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, bro. We're gonna upgrade that account, man. We got to get the 10 people pound loan, man. Because I can tell you now, the rate we've been going, it's packed house up in here, man.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
bro. We appreciate you, man. All right.
Yo,
G-Man,
you're driving me, guys. You guys are driving me absolutely nuts. I'm like, what is going on? All this stuff you guys are talking about, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Crazy, man. We got B covers going for variant cover prices, man. This is crazy. This is madness.
Yep, it's true. That's why I say, you know what? You want to spend your money? You want to spend $25 on a good book? Get yourself some Silver Ages like this.
There you go.
Boom. You want to spend $25 on a book? Get your history right here. Boom. Ready to rock and roll. There's some Steve Ditko. Some nice Steve Ditko. Great stuff, you guys.
The people that are spending $25 on these books are not us. They're not real collectors. They're quick flippers, or they're people that just get into the culture just to get into the culture.
Right.
They're people that collect the books.
Sure.
They ain't the quick flippers. They the flipped.
I mean,
If you spend $25 on a book, you ain't flipping it no time soon.
No, it's like modern books like that. You guys were saying for $25. Yeah, I do that once in a while, but it's only on stuff I really, really like. As an example, I can show a little bit of art nudity, right? Not too bad though.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we not getting monetized, but I tell you,
right. It's not too terrible. We should be good. I'll try to watch my language too. But this Vampirella 10, for an example, and everybody knows I'm a freak for H.P. Lovecraft. Of course, it's a Cthulhu character, and the red one. Yeah, I paid some good money for these, but that's from my personal collection. To me, it's worth it. It's really. For the new collectors, I always tell them, what do you like first? What do you like about the character, or what do you like about the particular character? What do you know about him first of all, and then try to introduce them slowly into some of the newer stuff and some of the trades. Get them to read a couple trades, and if they like the trades, then they can start collecting seriously. If they're serious about collecting the book, that's usually the safest route. And a lot of my buddies that knew nothing about comic books, and now they've jumped into that rabbit hole. I've introduced them to trades, to like Superman, Batman, some stuff that they might have been interested in. And that helped them out a lot. And that way they could actually see the older ones. If you're helping new collectors is what I'm saying. Us as collectors and us as having the experience a little bit, know how, for us, we figured it out. We know what's going on with the industry. We know what's going on with, it's so irritating when you go into one of those head shops. You pick up about a stack of books, you ask them how much, and they go, I go, what are these priced at? Oh, they're $2 a piece. Then I bring up the whole stack and I'll bring a whole box up, and then they'll sit there and take out their phone and they'll look up the prices and give me these eBay prices. And I'm like, brother, if I brought in an over the street guide, you go by over the street guide. A lot of them do, these old timers do. I go, okay, let's go over the street. Let's see what it says. This is a near mint book. You got to educate them. And then sometimes they don't give a crap. They'll just say, well, okay, fine. Well, then you don't need my money neither. I could just walk away. It's the thing is saying yes or no. You can always say no.
That's what I had always said.
We can get mad about the prices and get really mad at them. And I understand they're an LCS. I understand they got a business. I get that. But when they're doing stuff like that to you as a customer that's always in there, they should cut you a deal every once in a while, at least.
That's all I was saying the other week. I was saying that we have what's called free enterprise.
Yeah.
People had the right to price it whatever they want. It's not like a thing where anything else when you have to sell it at $60 or $100.
Yeah.
They don't have a price, a set price. So at the same time, it's like, bro, you have a choice to support the person or not.
But don't be a sucker neither.
Exactly.
Do not be a sucker neither. And there's a lot of them out there.
That was my whole point. And that's what when I said adapt, that's what I meant. You can either.
And I was gonna say, I had to say something. I gotta reverse just a tiny bit. I'm sorry, Matt. I've got to say this. What? By the way, AB. Well, okay. I'm sorry.
LCL plus
LC. Buddy, what planet are you from? You are telling me that Superman, the Man of Steel, was bad? Really? Now listen, it wasn't a Christopher Reeves movie. We all know that those classic ones for Superman 1 and 2 and all those were good for the time. But for an updated Man of Steel, oh my God, that was awesome. To me, I thought that was like a big, like one of these, because DC needs that. This Batman, Superman dog crap. I'm sorry, you guys, but I lost my mind watching that movie because I had so many arguments with buddies that are about, oh, Superman's better. I go, you guys don't get it. Superman's an alien. He's got superpowers. Batman is a vigilante. Who's going to win this fight? I don't care how strong and what he has. He's only going to use this. So he's intelligent. Batman's very smart at times, when he's not thinking with his everything else. But other than that, you get my point.
Yeah, I got your point, man. I'm too, man.
You didn't think it was a good movie, honestly.
Batman needs to talk to some of these local comic book stores.
Throw some
he,
kryptonite in
he,
your face.
he needs to have some talk with some of these stores. And so then Al, brother Al, because I said I pulled this one out the deck. I said I was going to slide this one up. So I got the second print
I seen that.
for cover price.
Nice.
While said store still has regular cover for $25.99. Al, how many pages is the Robin King on in this book? I know, but I'm not going to say it.
I don't think. Well, I mean, including front to back, 3.
$25.99. And I know somebody's out there going to watch this video and they're going to comment in the section and they're going to say, "Hey, Matt, Wolverine was on the last panel of 180 and that is going for $200." No, that's different. That's a completely different argument.
It took time.
This is within just pulled out of a horse's ass. And we just made this character up and we're gonna introduce him now. And oh man, it's the Robin King. Personally, man, I gotta get to Al. I'm gonna let Al have a dose of this because I know Al he's been stewing over there and he's ready to go. We had a whole hour-long conversation before we were going down the rundown today. And so I know he's ready to go. So I'm gonna punt to Al. The floor is yours. I might interject. It's open season, everybody. Have a good time. Al, it's all yours, bro.
I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of the BS. That's all I got to say, man. Because I mean, I can understand the whole process. I mean, like G-Man said, I get the stores are wanting to make money or needing to make money, and I get what Larry say that they could actually charge whatever they feel is a decent price. But just because they feel that way doesn't necessarily mean that they should. Because I mean, in reference to a lot of these particular books getting the prices getting boosted up. I mean, you have some LCS, like for example, Sean said last week, his comic store down there in Florida where he lives, they were charging regular price for that Death Metal 3. So I think it's a not necessarily a matter of principle, man, but it's more or less like, okay, so am I going to increase the price of this book if necessary because it could bring more to the table in terms of my bottom line, or am I going to do the right thing and put a fair price out there for my customers so that I can make a little money off this book, and at the same time I can provide this particular good to my customer at a decent price. The two shops here in Macon that we know for a fact that book is at, they haven't moved any of those copies to my knowledge as far as that Death Metal number 3, and that book is going to stay on the shelves until for some reason. And this is the dumb part. You just said you got the second print for cover price. Why in the world would I go pay $25 for the first print if I'm looking for that book, for simply, I mean, and even if it is the second print, I mean, it's still the first appearance of Robin King. Why would I go out and buy $25 for the A cover or for the first print, and I can buy the second print for cover price? That makes no sense to me. I mean, it just, I don't know, man. I'm at a point now to where it's getting to a point I don't care. I don't. Because, I mean, if we're looking, as I said this when we first started talking about the Robin King, is going to set a precedent that Spawn 309, based on what you said, shouldn't be a $25 book. So at any point in time, comic book stores could collaborate, get together, and just arbitrarily just start putting prices on books. Pace Pop Pete came back as Spider-Man. That's going to be a $40 book. You know what I'm saying? So, but really, like if you're looking at that particular principle in reference to the comic books and the speculation and stuff, man, and I've said this, And Larry kind of he hit on it earlier where he was talking about the Incredible Hulk 180. That was a book that actually grew over time because of the popularity of Wolverine, the value of that book for 180 and 181. But I mean, if we can remember, shoot, a few years back, 180 was an affordable book. That book was under $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the only and only when it became a fact to many people that they will never have 181 unless they won the lottery or unless they robbed a bank. And I'm being serious. That's when 180 actually started increasing.
Yep.
When it started moving. So I mean, that whole thing, yeah, it is baffling, Sean. But I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, I've learned over the last few weeks that I'm gonna have to start picking and choosing my battles because I'm telling y'all, folks, panel, chat, this ain't the end of it.
No, of
And
course
before it gets better, it's gonna get worse. I guarantee you, it's gonna get worse. And like I said, I keep going back to the fact that I understand. I want comic book shops to flourish because, like Matt said yesterday, well, when I saw him and Tito Kingdom Comics down at the comic book store that we're talking about, it's always a great thing to have an option to go pick and choose where you want to get your comic books at. It's always a good thing. We have 3 comic book stores here in Macon. One of them I refuse to go to. Yep. You know, that's dealing with a long shot issue or limited series. But I refuse to go back to this particular store. But my thing is this.
Hey, man, boy, that's a class. Hey, that's a good point right there. They hammer home what you talking about. How much did he want for long shot number 1?
I think for number 1 by itself, he wanted like $30 for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was close to
long
40.
shot number 1. They wanted $30.
It was close to 40. Yeah.
You saw that? You saw that? G just did. And G you heard his reaction.
Wow, I'm shocked.
He wanted $30 for it, and he told me that I could have the complete set because I think it's 6 issues in the series. He told me I had the complete set for like $60. So he's going to charge me $30 for number 1, and then he was going to charge me $30 for the other 4 5 books.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I mean, you know, at that particular point, and then that phone situation that I was told about,
the newsstand.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I just heard some echo, but it's gone. I'm not gonna spend my money at a place that doesn't respect me as a customer.
True.
We have the ability and we have the right, just like the comic book stores have the right to charge whatever they want to. Now, I will say this: the comic book store, and Chris, you know this to be true. Before Origin Story took over, there was an individual that ran that store. And this dude, and you know who we talking about, Matt. This dude had asinine prices on his books that he knew he wasn't gonna get what he was asking for. That I knew he wasn't. That Ray Charles knew he wasn't gonna get what he was asking for.
I still think he was a secret comic book hoarder and charged those prices to keep from having to get rid of his stuff.
And you know what? Maybe that you know what you may be on to something.
That sounds familiar.
He charged for books, and those books sat. Whenever Matt came up to visit from Macon, we went to the store together. Matt, tell him every time we went to
same books.
We saw the same books behind the counter. He wasn't moving no product, and apparently he wasn't trying to move no product.
Nope.
So you have the ability. I mean, at the end of the day, a comic book store's major objective is to make money. And just like your boy said in that interview that y'all did last year with Infinite Realities, you can't sell it. I keep forgetting how he said it, but he said it along the lines.
He said, a book in the store is doing me no good. I have to sell books in order to sell.
Exactly.
He said he has to, in order to be a comic book store owner, he had to start being a comic book collector.
Yep. That's what it is.
And I'm gonna let you finish, but you know, talk about this other fellow that Al's referring to. G's gonna eat this up when I say it. G, how much do you think the first appearance of Betsy Braddock goes for, man? Well, you know, Oh, yeah. Chris know it. He already. Hey, look, this is my first night meeting Chris, and Chris already know what I'm about to say. So this tell you that's how bad it is because he knows exactly what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna let you answer that question, G. How much do you think? How much would you sell that book for?
Which book you talking about?
The First Appearance of Salah is what Betsy Brown. What is that? What is that? New Mutants what?
First Appearance of Psylocke is the New Mutants annual 14, 16, one of them.
$5.
Try $500.
Why?
Yep.
Is it because of the artist? Who's the artist that does it?
Nobody special.
Nobody.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
I want to say Lightfield did. It's actually seriously, it looks like Lightfield art.
Given the time
Is,
period,
She got small feet.
it's a pink color, and Richter is on the. He's actually like doing his stuff on the cliff. I'm gonna look it up, but I think it was Lightfield.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So I mean, when you see that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and you start seeing these new books come out, and then even with said comic book store that shall remain nameless that we have the love and hate relationship with, when the Thor book started heating up, he pulled the entire run.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You heard that? He pulls the entire run.
That's crazy.
He marked it up.
No. I would have just
That's insanity.
I would have looked at him like, no, you're crazy.
That's insanity.
The thing is, us as customers, we're the ones with all the power, and we're the ones spending the money. You're giving them the money. So if you keep adding to that particular situation, then
Yep.
You're paying for it in the end. I mean, that's just how I see that.
See, G. This is why when we're online and we're talking in our private chat and we see these stories that come across and they say local comic book store closes.
Yeah,
this is why.
Why exactly? Why is this store closing? I know every store. I know some stores out there that's actually really putting in work. Well, shout out again to Infinite Realities. We they're out there putting in work.
Right.
Origin Story is putting in work. We know the Book Nook is putting in work. Galactic Quest. Shout out to my man watching tonight. We know that they're out there putting in work. There are stores that we know for a fact that's putting in work. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
The oldest store I know, I've been going to them easily for 10 plus years. They've outlasted a couple of comic book stores that I've gone to before. It's Oxford Comics up in Buckhead.
That's Larry. There you go, Larry.
That's my comic book store that I've been going to since I was in early 20s, mid 20s, until I'm 40 years old now, and I still go there at least once a month to pick up comic books. And they are what other new startup comic book stores need to model themselves after. Comic books have been struggling with digital comics and everything else going on, but Oxford has made it through because they appreciate their customers. They don't try to price gouge you. They have back issues that allow you to actually come in there and find what you're looking for. They have multiple boxes of dollar bins, tons of trades. And if you ask them something, they don't treat you like you disturbed them in the middle of watching The View while they're eating their bonbons. They will have a conversation.
I've come across a couple of those. Yep.
They will have a conversation with you. They'll talk to you about comic books while they're still doing their job. And if they don't have what you're looking for, they'll order it for you. They'll try to find it for you. That's what comic book stores need to do, because without being good to your customers, you don't have the money to keep the lights on. And that's what more stores need to realize.
Word.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it really upset me this week when I saw that Spawn 309 going for that price. It was asinine. I thought that was absolutely asinine, man. To see that book going for that price for no reason.
Matt, tell them about the newsstand, Spawn #1 at the other store that will remain nameless.
So this is how we code it. So I can code it this way: store that Al will not refuse to visit.
I don't blame
I
you,
was at
buddy.
the store that Al refused to visit, and this store owner, I watched this with my own 2 eyes, and we had a guy came in with a box, and so he was going through. The store owner said, "Well, I'll take a look at these and see what's in here," and you know, see, Al just went off. It made him so mad.
Yeah.
And and so he went through the books, and he pulled out probably about 8 books. Well, one of the 8 books was Spawn, the new Spawn #1 newsstand edition.
Yep.
He told the guy, he said, "Well, man, I'll give you 20 for it." I forgot what it was. It was like little or nothing.
It was 40.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, I'll give
It
you
was 40.
I'll give you 40 for it. Now I'm standing there, G. I'm standing there, comment hall chat room. I'm standing here looking at the guy. He said, "I'll give you 40 for it." And the guy said, "Okay, well, yeah, I'll take that, man." So guy leaves the store. I'm going through, still shopping. Store owner says, "Hey, Matt, you want this Spawn #1?"
If he says $100 and something change, I'm gonna be really pissed.
So right. I said, "Hey, man," I said, I won't call this bluff. I want to, I guess he thought I was a resident dumbass. So I'm gonna call this bluff. I said, "Hey, man, what you trying to sell it for, man?" I'll sell it to you for 95.
Oh.
Hey, I got it though. Check this out.
Oh.
As soon as this happens, I'm at work. My phone is blowing up. It is Matt trying to get in touch with me to let me know what's going on, right? So we talk about, I think I just so happened to hit him back up when I went on lunch. I like, okay, well, I'm going to stop by there because I got to get some bags and boys anyway when I get off. So I get to the store and I get my bags and my boys, and I'm ringing out this one other book that I saw. Like, okay, let me grab it. The guy tries to sell me the same book, triple the price.
What?
Triple the price.
No.
So I in return looked at him. I'm sorry, Al.
You good?
I looked at him.
Al is just sitting there like, yeah.
I literally looked at the guy. I said, "You do realize that Matt, the guy that was in here when you bought the book and you tried to sell it to him, is my best friend. I am the guy that was on the phone with him while he was still in the store after you tried to sell him the book. Nah, bro, I'm straight. I'm good. Nah, I don't think I haven't been back to that store since."
No,
I hadn't been ever since that. I hadn't been. It's been. When that store opened up, Larry? About a year ago now. It's about a year now.
Not quite.
Not quite. I know we're close to it. It should be right up on.
You gentlemen ever had a chance? Have you gentlemen ever had a chance to buy out like storage lockers and find comics in them?
I haven't got to that level yet.
Yeah, those are pretty cool, dude. Those are pretty fun.
Yeah. But I mean, see, that's what we're saying, man. You see these store owners, man, and that's why I told you earlier. I said, I when I see articles about stores closing, I have to ask the question why.
Yep.
What were your business practices?
Bad ones?
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them I noticed they'll really heavily engage into the card acts and not the comics. That's something I'm noticing big time. Yeah. A lot of the bigger stores, they can make a lot of their money off the cards. So it's a lower inventory. And Magic has been it's still hot. It's been hot forever. And they're still, they make a majority of their money now off Magic cards rather than comics, unfortunately.
That's the other store
that
we're talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah, but
the newest one.
But see, that's the thing, man. Is in closing, I just think that, as Al stated earlier, I think this is going to get worse before it gets better, because we're getting ready to go into the holiday season.
Yep.
And you already know what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
Companies are going to start pushing out those. You're gonna have, it's kind of like the perfect storm. You're gonna have companies pushing out ratio variance.
Yep.
And you're gonna have speculation, which is at an all-time high right now.
Okay, I'm gonna get on this spec game that everybody talks about. it's fun. Okay, it's fun. All right. Here's how I try to analyze this in a really simple way. How do you collect it? Okay, if you're a collector of comic books and you got a nice collection, are you collecting like the stock market? Are you collecting because of profit and gains later, or are you doing it because you love the hobby? If you're doing it to think, let's say, this, like an example, the dead polybag Superman book that everybody lost their minds over like a few years back, and everybody, this is going to be $1 million sometime. Another variant, and then all of a sudden you find out it's a different variants. All these variants that are coming out, but it's the same thing. Why are you buying it? Are you buying it because you're wanting to be valuable later, or are you buying it because you really like it? See, I try not to get caught up in that spec game, because then your comic collecting and what you really enjoy is not the same.
You can't win.
Yeah. No, you're going to constantly be. Look at Marvel for an example. Marvel's a bad one for that. I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong, but when you're putting out a couple months back, I'm saying this again. My wife's Miss G is telling me right now, you're saying example too many times. The Black Cat. Look what they did with that. You need 30 different copies of that book, right? And then they did like 1 through 10, 1 through 20, 1 through 50, 1 through 100, 1 through 3,000, and they had all these beautiful covers. And it's like people are like buying them all, and I'm like, well, then that's on you. If that's what you like as a character, then that's what you're buying, And I get it. I do, but it's like the spec game on something new is exciting. But here's the cool thing: I've been collecting majority of my entire life, and when you buy a book, here's an example: you buy that one book, or you bought multiple copies of this particular book. Like an example, I'm doing it again. Tell me to stop doing that. Trying to break the habit. As an example. There we go. Silver Surfer. And you bought this for 25 cents. And all of a sudden, it's in your collection. And all of a sudden, you're noticing Silver Surfer's coming up. And it's worth $3,000. That's a win. It's like, even if it was $1 or a 50-cent book. And all of a sudden, you got, it's a $50 profit. You see a lot of things like, there's a couple of YouTubers out there that are really good that will show books from 2 years ago and show you what the prices are. And then they bring it up to the future and see if the same price is the same of what you paid for it, or if there was a profit or a gain. Like I said, it's all in what you as a personal collector really enjoy. Are you doing it for a business? Are you doing it to make money? If you're doing it to make money, you're in the wrong business because there's a lot of loss in it too.
Yep.
I'm sorry, dude, you guys, it's just my passion.
I had this discussion with someone. I was actually working earlier today, and I had a guy collects comic books, and he was asking me the same thing. He said, I collect, and what should I do? And I told him, I said, can't go wrong in Golden Age, can't go wrong in Silver Age. And I said, if you got the money, I would tell you to get Golden Age Batman.
Exactly. And and if you're going to invest that kind of money, if you're going to invest, in a modern book, here's the thing is that drives me crazy. It's like, I like Miles Morales. I like that Superman, or excuse me, Spider-Man, right? But for a 9.8 modern book graded, when it's going for $8,000, $9,000, I'm sorry.
If you're trying to cash out right now, then cool. But if you're talking about long-term hold, damn well that book ain't holding no $8,000.
No way.
That's exactly what I was trying to allude to last week. Everything that y'all saying, that's exactly what I said last week. I told y'all that it was going to get, just like you said, it's going to get worse for you. I told you get used to it because it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can either decide to buy it or not buy it. I'm one of those people like G-Man was saying, I got 10 of those Black Cat codes, but I like the character, and everybody knows that's what I do. That's how I collect. Yeah. However, if you want to try to find that, you're trying to find that magic, it's not going to. Your chances are slim.
And see, when you ask a majority of like new collectors, you ask them this question. And I like to ask new collectors, new people that are collecting that, like, are you collecting it because you like the art or just the cover? Have you read it? Did you read the book? What did you like about it? I always try to put them on a test on that and just see how they react to that answer. And it's like, you know, can we show some books? Because I haven't seen any books on your show yet.
Oh yeah, we
actually show a couple books just to give you just to give you a little quick one. Okay, so recently I picked up a small some comics recently, and I picked up this 1969. All right, and this is Batman Detective Comics Presents number 388, 1969. This is John Brown, Brian Brown, Joan Alley. Now there's two stories in here. And this is a big deal to me. This has got in here, the second story in here is got Batgirl in here. And it's a really rare run. And it's excellent. This is super old. This is where I put my money, in older books like this. And the writing was great. You know, it's kind of cheesy because they're on the moon fighting the Joker. But Detective Comics, another one, never 12 cents, you know. Stuff like this. If you're going to spend big money on that, you should be going after stuff like this. This has got Bob Crane's work here. This is some classic art. Great books, you guys. But another one, 80 pager, old 80 pager. This is from 1964, 25 cent, issue 5. You know, this has in here, it has actually from the old comic strips, more history. You know, I don't know. It's like, I can go on and on and on. First DC Tarzan. Here's another example. Tarzan Planet of the Apes, DC. Stuff like this. And then these guys get missed. You know, everybody's, you know, I love art too. You know?
Yep.
I hear an echo. Sorry.
That's all good, brother. Chris, you want to throw it? You quiet up there, man. You want to throw it?
Please.
No, what he's saying is true. You know, I collect. Originally, I started collecting comic books. I read comic books. Most people drink water at times. And then as I got older, I started collecting comic books or started collecting covers on top of just getting the comics. You know, right now I'm missing a few of the Alex Ross Justice Society of America run where he did the covers of them. I'm trying to get all of those covers because even though he's a more modern artist, he did them in their classic looks because of his art style. Yes. I've got pretty much every Darwin Cook DC cover that he did before he passed away and everything. I picked up all of those. They get those covers because those are really great classic looking covers that even though it's a modern comic book, it still has that classic feel to it. You know, and it feels like covers used to be, I actually covered this in a podcast I did last week talking about how covers used to be a really special and rare kind of thing. You got like a really good cover once every like 6 months or so, and it was like, bang, that cover just stood out, and that was it. You know, that was the cover you had to get for that comic, and it wasn't a variant. That was just a cover. You know, there was no A, B, C, or whatever. This was just a cover for the comic book, and if you didn't get it, it's not because it was because it sold out, not because the store didn't have enough of that version of the cover.
True.
Because I talked about when I covered talking about Milestone and about how when Milestone did their Worlds Collide with DC, they released Worlds Collide #1 with just the cover was pretty much blank. It was just the two cities, Metropolis and Dakota, in the background, and there were no heroes on the cover, and it came with a sheet of stickers for you to make your own cover.
Nice.
I ended up going on eBay and buying a copy of it for like $5. I couldn't find mine after I got done talking about it. But it was a thing that was like, that was an amazing cover. The Emerald Twilight from Green Lantern, you know, Emerald Twilight, Green Lantern 50, that had the glow-in-the-dark cover, first appearance of Parallax, when Hal Jordan, that kind of cover is an amazing cover, but it wasn't a gimmick because you knew it was just this one cover, as opposed to, I think it was the new Eternals comic book that Marvel is putting out. They're doing 40 different covers.
Yeah, I saw that this week, man.
Number one, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Eternals.
Yeah.
Eternals, by the way. This is Eternals.
Yeah.
All because of a movie.
All because of a movie. You're doing 40 covers for one comic book and just the first issue. And that's that is crazy. You know, at $3.99 issue, and like you said, G-Man, if that's what you like and that's what you want to spend your money on, that's perfectly fine.
Right.
But you know, if you're a collector for other reasons, that's a little astronomical. That's
Yeah,
just
it is.
Now we all know on this panel on the Comic Hall Roundtable discussion, with special guest G-Man and Chris, we all know who the hell is going down to the store buying Eternal #1. And I know Larry, you didn't see that what I just said. Who going down there to that store is going to break their back
and
that,
pick up.
you know, outside of a true Eternal Jack Kirby fan, gonna go down there to that store and buy.
Is Blaylock still in the game?
And what's it selling in the
Blaylock
store
he out
right now for?
Right. Man.
Yeah. We were thinking a little bit. I'm not sure how much he should regularly turn. You know what? Why Chris, I'll let you finish. While he's talking, I'm gonna look that up, see what it's going for.
So I think that you know the approach to covers needs to go back to kind of how it used to be. You know, having, you know, when I worked in a comic shop, you know, and it's like, all right, we got this one comic issue in, and we've got 6 different covers for it, but we've only got like 2 issues of this cover and 1 issue of this cover. I guess, you know, and so then you got comic fans and people on pull lists fighting over which cover they're gonna get. You know, it needs to go back to where it was just like, look, we got this one cover for this new issue that's coming out, and we're doing it every couple of months. Kind of like, what was it, last year when DC did the foil covers? They did 1 foil cover for every comic that came out that month. You know, not all of them were spectacular, but they still made them foil. You know, and it looked good. It gave it a nice, crisp, clean lines. Mm-hmm. The comic itself looked amazing. I've got a few on my comic book wall. Or like, you know, stick with one artist like they're doing with Alex Ross on the Incredible Hulk comic. Get one artist to do all the covers for a certain number of time. Sure. Instead of every issue is a different artist doing a different cover, and it just looks inconsistent to me, you know. If you're collecting and you're looking through your box, and so it's like, oh, cool, all right. Well, Jim Lee did the cover for issue 2, but then Todd McFarlane did issue 4, you know, and Rob Liefeld did issue 5, and I don't like that one. Like, you know, they should stick to that kind of consistency, because you know, we as comic book readers, you know, even as collectors, we like consistency because we want our comic books to be long. We want our stories to continue, and for our stories to be great. And that includes all of our story, all of the comics, from the front cover to the ad in the back for bubblegum, whatever it may be. You know, we want it.
There you go, brother. I was trying to look it up. I was trying to beat you to the punch. Cover price. There you go, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. This is the sale. That was I guess the last few sales of a 9.8.
It's really blurry. I can't see the price.
Oof. All right, hold on. Let me do it this way here. I gotta try to work this thing. See,
prices are getting outrageous.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is. What is it, about 150, $200? No, what is it now?
Oh, what?
720. It was really for a 9.8.
Yeah, a book that we got. Me and Al have multiple copies of this. Of the dollar bin. Out of the dollar bin.
Once again, what did I say last week? A book is worth what someone is willing to pay.
Yep.
Now you might not agree with what they're willing to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's everything in life, so that's a broad statement.
And here are this week's top 50 comics, which is actually leading right into the next segment, which is the top weekly movies on cover price. And this is the one I think Xavier was brought up earlier this week in our group. And we see more Thor. I did not know about that version. That one got past me. And of course, we have the subject at hand, Mr. 309. Oh, let me move. Let me switch over right quick. Let me switch the tab. Let me switch tabs, fellas. Get this. There we go. All right, there we go.
The question looks awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Are y'all able to see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is the one Xavier was telling us about. Larry, what the hell is going on with Maestro?
Yeah, what is that? I seen multiple covers of that the other day.
Yeah, they started it over, man. They just retelling the story. That they supposed to put a spin on it.
Okay, all right. I just happened to see Maestro.
Yeah,
And
that's why I don't know if you saw Future Imperfect kind of went up because that was the start.
Oh, what is that New Mutants going for now?
this would be Comedy Cafe here. Let's
New Mutants is probably going for like 36 cents now.
Yeah, look at that. Raw copy, 1567. Graded copy, 102.
the last today 213.
Yep.
50.
You're looking at what was it? Why is it showing me that first? That's kind of weird.
And it's up by 4% as of right now until that review.
Did you go to the Weekly Movers highest sales data?
Yeah, let's go back to let's go up to I think that's on the front page. Let's see. Weekly top 10.
There we go.
Yep, Spider-Woman.
A millennial.
Yeah.
In the modern vein. That Thor though, oh my goodness. And what is it with I've been noticing this too. What's going on with 375? I've seen this thing floating all over the place.
I told you about that book.
You got Thor 375?
What's that?
Amazing Spider-Man.
No, it's right there on the cover, bud.
Oh, yeah, you got
Right down there, right
this
there.
is also one that you should have if you're the starter collection for comic book collectors. I mean,
yeah. What is it with this? I'm like, I've been noticing this thing all over the place.
Yeah,
In 98, 8727.
They're supposed to bring a character back from that particular book.
Yeah, it's got to be. But cover is beautiful. A gold foil cover is gorgeous.
It's Brock's first girlfriend, and they bring it back.
Yeah, and I seen you guys as I was looking at that too. The red cover that you got because I heard you mention that. Yeah, the green one, the detective. What was it?
Oh yeah,
Legends of Dark Knights.
Yeah, yep. And the top variants, and these are the top variants right now. And Carnage USA, Larry. There you go.
What's up with the X-Men 4?
Which one?
Scroll up. Keep going. Right there.
Right there, Wolverine.
Oh,
why does it have a purple background?
I think that's second print, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the second print.
Second print.
Yeah.
I had never looked at the second print because I got multiple copies of the first print.
And
Young Avengers, boy. Woo.
Oh yeah, I got lucky with that one, man. I got extremely lucky. Once again, you talking about
Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good
Yeah.
when you bought it for cover price and then you see something like that? That's cool.
Yeah, it's like I just like the cover.
See that? It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sell it? I don't know.
But that goes back to what we said. It's just you like certain stuff. It's cool, and I'm sure we'll probably be revisiting this Spawn 309 madness again at some point or another in the next couple of weeks, if not next week. But
what were you gonna say about the 1 in 25 3 Jokers?
Oh, that's the card. Yeah,
I was curious about that. A lot of people have been showing me that. I'm like, okay.
I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I forgot now. I'm all 309 out, man.
That book $25 too.
Yeah.
The 1 in 25 is $25 at the shop.
All right, last subject. I know. I saved the best for last. I saw this tonight, and I thought about when Chris was joining. I thought he would like this, and I thought Al would like this as well. Milestone will be returning in February with Static Shock, Icon, and much more. It's about time they get these guys they shine again.
Complete set of the collector cards. Please.
Did you pay $9.99 for them?
Not even remotely. Funny story about those. I actually, me and my brother were Milestone fanatics during the '90s when it was big. We collected Milestone comics left and right, and we bought the limit. You know, when the cards came out, just like the X-Men cards, the Marvel cards, we bought all the collector cards when they came out, and never had a complete set. And so then I was sitting there, I was talking to my wife one night, and I was like, man, I really want to get my brother something really cool for his birthday. I was like, it sucks, that we never got a complete set of the Milestone cards. I was like, you know what? She was like, well, then why don't you just buy a complete set? Like, it had never dawned on me. She was like, you're an adult now, you can just buy a complete set now. And so instead of just buying a complete set, I actually went out and searched eBay and found a complete sealed box of the cards, completely in box. And so me and my brother on his birthday sat down and actually relived our childhood, opening up individual packs of Milestone collector cards until we both got a complete set, including the 2 holograms that came with it that we didn't even know about.
10 boxes later.
Just one box. Only took us one box.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Remember though? It used to take like 10 boxes before you got a set.
Yeah. So it turns out there's only like 100 cards in the set.
Yeah.
And there are 8 cards per pack. And the booster box came with like 36 packs. And so we did the math and was just like, if we don't have a complete set by the end of this, then we just aren't supposed to have one. That's just how that works out.
That's cool.
Al, your thoughts, brother? Milestone.
Man.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I collected Milestone back in the 90s. I collected Blood Syndicate, Icon, and Static. And I really had an affinity for those books, man. So I just hope that when they come back that DC doesn't pull a rebirth and get rid of them after 15 issues, So that's my biggest fear, is that they'll bring them back and something happens where the line is not successful, and then they'll just pull the plug, man. So because I had really high hopes with Rebirth, and even though it's still holding on, the pickings are getting slim. So I really hope that they get behind it and they push it, and they keep it the way it was before in terms of the essence of the characters and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet.
I don't know if the world's ready for Milestone the way it was in the 90s. Me and my brother's biggest issue is that because of the cartoon, Static is called Static Shock. When he was originally created, he was just called Static, which, as a 90s kid, that was a huge thing because that's what they called beef. If you were getting into a fight with somebody, you didn't want any static with anybody. Yeah. And his first story arc was called Don't Start None, Won't Be None, which tied into the fact that he was called Static. And it was just a really great, in the moment, no pun intended, lightning in the bottle kind of thing. And he was a really basic character, as far as especially his character design. He wore a Malcolm X hat. He wore the unitard with the lightning bolt across it, and the yellow, as I like to call it, the Jubilee yellow, trench coat. What's going on? And it was a great, he was a great character. And then of course the cartoon comes along, and they change his name to Static Shock, and they change his costume. And I get the idea of making him more relatable for mass appeal. But that wasn't the feel that Milestone had when it was created. Milestone was a comic book imprint that had comic books with people of color from places that they could actually understand. Like with the Static Shock cartoon, he seemed to be like this suburban kid who got wrapped up in some bad stuff. Whereas in the Static comic book, he was this kid who grew up in the hood, and the whole reason he ended up getting his powers to begin with is because he went to the Big Bang, which was where all the gangs in the area were getting together and we're going to have this huge fight. Whichever gang won would be the gang who controlled all the territories. And he was there to shoot the kid who'd been bullying him in school. And then he eventually decides not to use the gun and not to shoot the guy. But being there, he eventually ends up getting his powers because of everything that happens. And so that's one of those situations that's extremely relatable for kids growing up in those kind of being bullied or growing up in gang-ridden neighborhoods. It gives kids that kind of relatable character of this is somebody I can see myself at. I see myself in this comic book, which is kind of what Milestone was really all about, was giving representation to, the unheard characters, the unheard people out in the world. Like, here are characters that I can relate to because they're going through things that I've gone through. They live in drug-ridden neighborhoods or gang-ridden neighborhoods, and they were entirely original characters in Milestone. We had all these characters that were introduced, like Flashback. Flashback's entire thing was she gained the ability to travel back in time by 3 seconds, but she was also a crackhead. So there was the issue of her dealing with her drug habit on top of learning how to control her powers. And then there was her brother Fade, who became intangible when he got his powers, but because they were brother and sister, the closer he was to her, the more solid he would become. But he was also partially Latino and he was homosexual, which was a huge thing to happen, not just in the time period of the world itself, but here is a Latino character who is also in a gang, who is also gay, which was at the time one of those things that it just wasn't as well accepted. And so you have this melting pot of characters dealing with these entire, which is odd because here we are in the 90s with this cast of characters dealing with these issues, and then here we are now in 2020 with pop culture geeks screaming, "We want more representation, we want more this, we want more that." And it's like, if you lose your comic book history, you've already been given it.
Right.
You just need to read.
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for tuning into the Comment Hall and Roundtable discussion. Because
you're awesome.
It's messing with you, man. he just dropped the bomb there, man. That's Al. Go ahead, Al, because I see you itching. Go ahead, Al. I know you want to.
Hey, I didn't need to do nothing but say ditto for what Chris said, because he called it out. He started talking about Fade and Flashback, and I was gonna throw in Third Rail and Brick House, but it's all love though, man. But yeah, he what everything he said is spot on. Milestone was the representation of diversity before the newer generation of comic book collectors know what diversity is, even with Zombie. Those characters, Shadow Cabinet. Was it Donner and Blitzen?
Yeah.
They were lesbians, back then. And this was a situation where the Milestone universe, had it been, had more people actually bought into it, it would have been highly successful. So I'm hoping that it comes back and it comes back strong. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Sweet. All right, well, it's that time. It is now time for our hauls of the week.
Oh, good.
And Larry, we're gonna let you go first tonight, man. What you got over there, brother?
Can I say something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
We really didn't talk about the other parts of Fandom, so I just wanted to quickly say that you're fine. I just
you took it out my mouth.
I just wanted to say that I enjoyed Fandom for the most part. I think the Gotham Knights game looked awesome.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad looks awesome. I'm curious as to see how that's gonna work. Wonder Woman was okay. I didn't like the CGI for Cheetah, but hopefully they'll change that up. I did not like the Black Adam trailer. It looked like one of the endings of Mortal Kombat 11.
That actually was not a trailer. That was something that Jim Lee and Boss Logic put together because they didn't actually have a trailer for the movie yet.
Okay, well, it didn't look good to me, man. It looked like the ending, like Black Adam helped Fujin beat.
Like he partnered up with Ed Boon and Tobias, whatever his name is.
That's what it looked like to me. But overall, I know I just wanted to give a quick take, but overall, I was pretty pleased with what I saw in regards to the Fandom. The Snyder Cut is intriguing. Not totally sold on it, but I want to see what comes out of that. And I'm through. I'm done. I'm sorry, Larry. I didn't mean to take your shine.
Good, bro.
All right, brother Larry.
All right. Talking about the run that G-Man was talking about earlier. Black Cat number 12.
Nice. They're beautiful covers, but do you not agree that she's ugly on the inside?
Nah. Felicia is that chick.
Really?
Oh, yeah. X-Men number 11. Ghost Spider number 10 this week.
Nice.
For Al. Captain Marvel number 20. Hey, look, it's got War Machine on the cover, man.
Sweet.
I'm logging out. I ain't showing y'all my pools, man. I'm sorry. Ran off.
Captain Marvel 19. Let's see. Venom, second print, number 26.
Nice.
Also, I thought it was a cool cover. Venom 25. Wait, turn it sideways. There we go. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Marauders, number 11.
Almost.
I didn't know you collected that.
I heard that was good. I heard that was really good.
Hellions number 2. Sinister. Excalibur number 11. And both Wolverine number 4s. The Days of Future Past cover.
Oh, I like that, buddy.
Very nice.
That one's nice.
The one with Omega Red's got him underwater.
Omega Red cover. Nice.
Can you show that other one really quick one more time? That nice. I like
very
that.
pretty.
I like that purple.
And that's it.
That's it. All right. Chris, did you get anything this week, man?
I did not make it out this week. This is the second week of my daughter being in school. I have been busy.
X, what about you, brother?
I'm not gonna go grab them, but I got 2 different copies of the 3 Jokers.
Okay. All right. Al?
I have a stack over here. Let's see here.
Oh,
Venture Man number 3.
Is it
Well,
me?
no, you know what? I showed this one last week. My bad. This is the one that Remo talking about Prince and Morris Day. So my bad.
Is it me? All dots and art look the same though.
Yeah, I like his art though, man. To be honest with you, he has like an abstract feel to it.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of the point though? Like as an artist, you want to have a distinctive flow. Like somebody see it, they know it's yours.
Your signature style. Yeah, you're right.
All his girls look the exact
love
same.
that cover.
That is nice.
Then Decorum number 4.
They look like something out of Detroit.
Yeah,
Become Human. Excalibur album.
nice.
3 Jokers, and I didn't get my card.
Me neither, Al.
Flash 759. Marauders 11.
I have to get this series because I've been hearing a lot of good things about Marauders.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. I need to catch up on it. The Mortal Hulk 36. He is really bloody.
It looked like the Toxic Avenger in the face.
Man.
It did, didn't it? Yes.
Dead Planet.
You see
Nice.
Dead Planet number 2.
That is such a great story.
Yeah, I love it, man. Undiscovered Country number 7. This is a good read too.
I heard that too.
Metal Man number 9.
They brought out Metal Men again? Did they?
Yeah. This is a 12-issue miniseries.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
I have the originals.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. I was looking to complete that run, but it's not on my incredible to-do list. So immediate list. Okay. Death Metal God book, and it was cover price.
Excellent.
Maestro number 1.
Maestro.
So have you read the Maestro yet? Is it any good?
I did. It's pretty good. I actually read. I was watching a video on YouTube, and they were talking about it, so I went ahead and got it. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool. Okay, good to know.
Oh,
Look at you in the redhead. I love it.
Street Fighter swimsuit special 2020.
Yeah.
Did they have the variant that way out?
I got it down at the bookstore that Cheryl made. I think they did. I'm not sure.
She wearing a utility belt?
Animosity number 28.
Nice.
Yeah, 28. X-Force 11.
Omega Red making the rounds.
some back issues.
So waiting on them being the MCU.
This Excalibur Volume 3.
Oh.
I got like 1, 2, 3, like 6 issues. So I actually completed the run of Volume 3 for Excalibur.
Nice.
So that's complete. And then
Nice.
I bought it cover price.
Nice.
What a win.
That's it for me, sir.
What a win.
Nice.
All right, well, I got a few books.
Here he go.
First up, we've got a new X-Men 134.
Oh, I like that.
I've got some Star Wars Dark Empire.
Hey, that 134, isn't that the first Phantom X?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got quite a bit of Star Wars. I've got Star Wars Invasions Revelations #1.
Oh, nice.
Well, I thought that was Skeletor from the movie.
So did I.
I've got the I wanted this cover, and so the one of Blackest Night, but he had
That's
the set.
dope.
Yeah, he had the set for $5. So I was like, well, hell, I'll just pay $5 for the set because the book is worth more than the set. So
Right.
which is another thing too. When people are collecting, sometimes if you know the value of books that's in the collection,
Yep.
sometimes you could actually get the collection at a better price than you would trying to buy the book by itself.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
got some throwback, got some The Authority #1.
Nice. That was a good run, by the way.
Yeah.
The original was fantastic.
Shout out to Tito. I know he scooted out. I saw him leave out, but he handed this to me, man. The Superman Batman 23.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice cover.
And I had it and I put it down because my phone rang. God.
Also picked up some Golden Age. Mighty Mouse.
Beautiful. Yay!
Here I come to save the day.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Golden Age there.
Beautiful.
Another shout out to Tito. Second appearance of Aliens.
Perfect.
I was like, dude, I didn't even realize that. He's like,
The
yeah, man.
hardest one to find is the original Alien black and white. #1. That one, you gotta try to find that. Alien.
Some more Star Wars. We got Darth Vader #3. This is actually in this issue. It details how Darth Vader got his lightsaber.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a book that is a little kind of goes under the radar. And of course, we saw Death Metal. Yeah, we saw that. You know. That girl.
Look at you. Another redhead.
That's a great cover.
Beautiful.
Great cover. Great cover.
There it is with the card.
Man,
Eat a dick.
damn.
Ultimate Comic Spider-Man #5.
Mm.
In the 50-cent bin.
I think that's how he got his black suit.
Yep, that is it. That's the issue. In the 50-cent bin. Star Wars Legacy 24. Star Wars Legacy 23. Gee, you'll get a laugh out of this one. I got Thor #6.
Oh my gosh. Tell me how much.
I think I paid cover price, if I'm not mistaken. I think I paid cover
Oh,
price.
dude.
Wow.
You know what that cover is going for right now?
What is it going for?
Unbelievable. I've seen
Yeah,
it
I got this.
like
I got this.
$8.
I think when I was on the panel with y'all that day, I was looking and I saw the artwork and I was like, that's absolutely stunning.
Oh, that's what you ordered that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That
So
thing is going, the thing is pretty hot right now. Beautiful.
we've got Wonder Woman 205.
Nice.
We've got Wonder Woman 203. Guy, you get a kick out of this one. Rose and Thorn, the complete set for $10.
Wow.
Oh,
It's like, bro, you know. Fallen Angels #1.
That's a good run too.
Yeah,
It's a
dollar.
good run.
that's the real Sunspot.
Yep.
You're right.
Shout out. I got two of them. I picked up two of them.
Good.
Buck bins. I was like $1. You know. There we go. Out of the dollar.
Yeah.
Bin.
Gotta snag them.
Yeah, dollar bin.
Those are gonna skyrocket.
Yep.
Star Wars Empire.
Nice.
Number 1. Picked up some throwback. I saw some. Hey, you'll get a kick out of this one too, G. I saw some Caliber Press. So I was like, oh, Caliber Press? Yeah, I'll pick that up. Kabuki number 1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm actually missing that one. I need one of those.
I
so.
like that.
They got them over at Prime Time, man. They got like a run of them over at
Oh,
Prime
yeah?
Time.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm missing that
Look
one.
on that.
How
When
much?
you go there, $5.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, $5.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you go in the store, it's at the bottom bottom drawer near the
Okay.
wall, right at the wall.
Gotcha.
Picked up Wolverine 117.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wolverine's always good.
Larry, you got that one? You got that one, don't you, Larry?
Marvel Comics Present, yep.
He got like 5 of them.
Spectacular Spider-Man
He picked all 5
229.
up from 5 different shops.
Nice.
Very nice.
Let's see here. One of the big boys I got last weekend at Galactic Quest. Shout out to Galactic Quest. X-Men number 7.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Yep. $50.
Love it.
Are
The
you,
only thing that caught my eye on that cover was Scarlet Witch sitting right there on the edge.
hey man, I give you 60 for it.
I was gonna say, don't you need that, Al?
I need it. Yeah, that's why I asked you.
You're
And
gonna get a
then,
deal on it, Matt.
and then here's the big one. This is the one that I got last week. Actually, I'll tell you the story. And I told Larry I was literally this close to buying Avengers number 1 last weekend.
What?
And so I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know, it just, I think it was one of those books that I feel like it kind of topped out already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was like, you know, that's a lot of money for a book. That's a huge gamble as
Yep.
far as growth wise goes on a
Right.
book.
Right.
And so I said, nah, it's not the same value as like 181, something like that. So I was like, nah, I'm not. I passed. So as I got ready to leave, the guy stopped me and said, hey man, I got this over here. Is this something that you're interested in? And I said, you do what? He said, yeah. He said, he pulled it out, showed it to me. And he said, I saw the price on it. I said, that's all y'all want for it? He's like, yeah. So I said, okay, well, go ahead and throw
There's
it
a
over there,
whole bunch of pauses in that statement.
Yeah.
man. Okay, go ahead and throw it over there, man. So I have got the first Silver Age appearance of Batman.
Awesome.
Oh wow.
Yep. So I said, you know, I'll take
Beautiful
that.
copy.
Yep. This is going to get sent off to get slapped next week and put up. And I've got.
I should have known it was Batman because he wouldn't show me, but he talked to Larry about stuff.
That's
You
low.
know, I said, X knows about that.
No,
Well, you know.
no, I
And
didn't.
this is, I'm opening this up right now, so I don't even know what this is.
He'll lie.
No, it's shit. That's
Oh,
not
Oh.
expected.
Oh.
And that is this
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. Like that.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Very
copy.
Yep. So you know, variant cover Spider-Man. So that is it. And then for just because of chat with Bozeman, man, I was trying to go through and find some of my favorite Black Panther covers, man, just to show tonight, but I couldn't. I don't know where I put the slab at. And it's the Black Panther Al. That's the classic cover.
that's the one we were talking about last time.
Love that
Yeah.
cover.
I give you $40 for that one.
I guess. And then you got the claws of the Panther
Oh, nice.
and the negative variant.
Nice.
Oh,
Parents were cool, man.
Very
What
cool.
I was finna say, what a Black album at?
It's
I
in the
got
box.
that one.
Yeah, I got it. It's just in the box.
I was gonna get it, but at the time, day one, he wanted 15 for it. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
We probably
So-
won't send it for it now. So
Probably.
Yeah, I guarantee somebody bought it that day.
And I got a bag of Malos. And that's it.
Nice.
G, what did you grab this week, man?
Well, I'll show you the most recent one that I've been dying, and I'll give you a heads up. Got this. So I did get it. I actually went to the LCS. I was in Eau Claire over the weekend or last week. But if you guys haven't read this, the Dead Earth series of Wonder Woman, it's excellent. It's an excellent run. Look what she's holding on her lasso. This is her lasso right here. You know what that is? You know what that is? You know what that is, though?
Whose spine is
That's Superman's skull and spine.
Oh,
She's holding on to. And this is Wonder Woman.
Al, I told you Superman stay getting
Hey, I
ready.
might need to pick that up then if that's Superman
That's
skull and
Superman.
spine.
You have to read this. This is
I
really
might not even read it, just buy it and get it slab just
it's
cause.
it's an alternate. You know, they like to do with their covers. It's alternate story, but it's well done, you guys. It's a quick read, but the panels are huge. So like when you see the fighting and stuff, it's a page turner. You're like, wow, this is awesome. It's really definitely check this out. 1 through 4. That's all they're making. It was excellent, you guys. Definitely check it out. So that was the first
Shazam. They need Shazam and his lightning bolt just coming down on the skull. And that would have been a perfect cover.
that's overkill, man. Good Lord.
And I don't like Superman. I'm sorry.
oh Lord, man, there's always one.
If you put Superman and Wonder Woman toe to toe, it'd be a good fight. So, a lot of my other stuff are hauls that I picked up, some older stuff and some newer stuff mixed in. But I have to get this run. The covers on this is here you go. Here's a cover by. And I have not read this, so I couldn't tell you because it's out of order. There's 1 through 7. I got issue 5. If you guys have not checked this out, go check out these covers. You're going to be like stunned. It's beautiful. It's called Queen of the Vampires. He did 2 runs. He did something like this, and he also did another one with a barbarian woman that was really good. So yeah, definitely check that out. So that's one. Another one that I've been trying to get, and I was terribly disappointed, but you know me. I see an octopus cover. I got to have it in my collection. So Fear, issue 9, I got pretty decent. This octopus fight scene is not even in the book. It's one little tiny panel, and you see an octopus. That's it. I was disappointed, but
That's
still
that Wolverine in 180.
Yeah. Then we got some love here because they got Tower of the Shadows, issue 3. I'm working on issue 1 right now. This is from 1970. And excellent stuff. I love my horror. I also got a king size issue 1, which is great. This is
Dude got a strong ass jaw.
Towers of Shadows, Witch Hunt, One Hungers. There's like 3 stories in here. And this has some Neil Adams, John Buscema, Roy Thomas, Steve Ditko did these covers and the artwork and the writing. And Tower of Shadows, issue 6. Excellent book. And then this is cool, you guys. Everybody knows the origin of Spectre, right?
Spectre, man.
Yep.
Spectre came out in 1940. His first issue was in 1940, and his reprint when they rebooted him was in 1974. So this is a reboot, and if you haven't found these are really cool. It's called Secret Origins. The Secret Origins, this came out in 1975. This is issue 5. But what's cool about this is it tells you about the Spectre. This is his whole origin story, his superpowers, how he became to be. So these are really cool. Then, of course, I just showed this earlier. First DC Tarzan, Planet of the Apes. Really good one. The Planet of the Apes. Look at me. Tarzan of the Apes. And then the 80-page Batman. Really good stuff. Some Silver Age. Another Silver Age Detective Comics. And then the Batgirl. Really good. That was my run for the week.
Sweet.
Nice stuff.
Nice haul.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 2 more.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got what they should do, what Marvel should do with X-Men. God Love, Man Kill.
Part 2, and then the Giant Size Phantom X.
Nice.
Like that Phantom X cover.
Sweet. Well, everybody, want to say thanks for everybody joining. Sean, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Not sure if you're still in the chat or not. G, thanks for joining us tonight. Chris,
Thank you very
thanks for
much.
joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Tell everybody thanks for tuning in tonight and checking us out here on the Comment Hall and Roundtable discussion. For myself, for Al, Larry, X, want to say thanks again for tuning in and catch us again on next Saturday. We will see y'all later. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace.